What we do here is go back. What we do here is go back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Here it is, Sunday, October the 27th. Too damn early in the morning for me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast this morning. Welcome to Tuned In Live. It's our weekly podcast. Unfortunately, I did postpone it to today. I was actually going to do it yesterday, but I ended up doing something else yesterday. I'll tell you all about that shit in a little bit. But welcome, and finally back on live on TikTok after a week of being live banned for a week from TikTok for no reason at all. It's funny, you know, TikTok, they love to ban you for saying every little fucking word possible, you know? Like, you can say the word shit and they're like, "Oh, no, you're banned. You're banned. Just no fucking reason. You're banned." It's just for no reason, you know? So, this is something new. This is something different. So, if you guys don't know this, I'm live on TikTok, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and I should be live right now. Oh, I'm checking that right now. Like I am live. Yes, I am. So, wow, I'm live on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms at once. And I probably get a lot of people saying, you know, why are you live on multiple platforms? Like, why not just do Twitch? Why not just do YouTube, you know? Or you want to just do it separately? Well, when I live stream, I like to draw in different audiences as much as I can. Because there's people that will watch me on each different platform. If somebody doesn't watch me on TikTok, if they hate TikTok's platform, they can watch me on YouTube, or they can watch me on Twitch, or they can watch me on Rumble, whatever the factor. That's what I look at. it's not just the fact that I can live stream on all these channels at once and get it done without doing it separately. It's also the fact that I can draw an audience. I can draw in fans, that kind of way. So that's an idea that I can put out there to people. If you want to live stream, if you want to draw people in, try that. Try something like that. There's websites that can help you do that. Now, there's freebies out there. Like, I was doing Restream.io for about 5 years. And don't get me wrong, Restream, it's a pretty nifty service. It's a good service. They do offer everything, at your fingertips, click of a fingertip, whatever I'm trying to say. I'm working off of the last couple days. Like I said, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But, Restream, it is a very helpful website. It's a very helpful tool. And it's one of those websites that you pay for, or you could just have a free account. Now, the free account on Restream, you can stream on up to 2 platforms at once. But if you pay, I think it's $20, something like that, $18 a month or what. I forgot what Restream's prices are, but that can allow you to stream on up to 5 platforms. Then if you pay more, you can more platforms. There's a ton of different platforms you can live stream to, and a lot of people don't realize that. People will just pick one platform. Maybe people like streaming on TikTok. Maybe like streaming on YouTube. Maybe like doing on Twitch. Twitch is a big name out there. And then there's Kick. Kick is still in beta form, but people are streaming to Kick now. And there's people making money off of Kick too. They're monetizing stuff. Same thing with Rumble. So whatever suits your fancy, whatever tickles your fancy with that. So I was using Restream, but then I canceled it for various reasons. One of those reasons was I was, I'm not going to say partnered because I didn't see it as partnered with. I was collaborating with a former friend of mine. I'm not going to mention his. He does not deserve any attention at all or anything that matter. Is this picking up? Trying to see if this microphone's picking up. I've been having a lot of issues with this microphone lately. I've been having a lot of issues with this microphone lately. Right, sounds like everything's going. I guess I don't know. It seems like it's breaking up every now and then on the Streamlabs. So this particular friend, I linked a couple of his channels too, so we could live stream to my channels and live stream to his channels. But then we had that falling out a little bit, where a buddy of his who was a partner of his channel, of his web series that I was a co-host to, decided to open his big mouth and say some shit, which basically stating out that I was ruining the show, even though the main host, which was a friend. He was sitting there, and he would ask me to find topics to talk about, and I would find topics to talk about, and he was good with them. As far as I know, there was never an issue with it at all. But apparently, to his friend, he felt like the show was taking a turn for the worst. It wasn't how they originally had the show, and he pretty much agreed with it. He pretty much agreed with it. So I'm sitting there like, so you all couldn't talk to me about this earlier on? You had to do like a live stream, pretty much bashing me in a sense. Not too bad, but kind of like bashing me. Like the friend, right? The friend, he was like pissed. He in a way, he sounded like he was pissed with it that I was picking topics for the show, and I pretty much was killing the show in a sense, when in all actuality, the show was getting some kind of popularity. People were coming to the show. People were loving the show. It was active. It was funny. It was very informative, too. But they felt like I was confused with finding topics, rather for my show, when you're watching, tune in live, rather than find it for his show. But it's like I was finding topics that we could talk about, something that he would be interested in. But it came to the point near the end where I started breaking away from the show, where he's like, I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? Find topics on your fucking own then. Because it's like I'm over here doing what I can to find something for us to talk about, and we could make jokes of and crack jokes of over it, but I guess it wasn't enough for him. So then he let his buddy basically bash me, and he's like, I'm calling a team meeting. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going to do you one better. I'm just going to step down from the fucking project, which is what I did. So I did a video, and I was polite, and I was as kind as I could be. It's like I wasn't bashing anybody. I was just basically stating that some things happen, and for now, I am stepping down from the project. You guys will no longer see me on it. This person and that person, they can still hold the project however they want. I really care, but I'm done with it. And after I posted that afternoon, he had a hissy fit from hell. He came out and said that the show was canceled. He wasn't going to do the show anymore. Da 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 da. People were butthurt and all that. I'm like, well, I wasn't butthurt. But is he still crying? He probably is. He probably is, man. What's going on, Hoyt? I'm just sitting there talking about because I started talking about how I was with Restream.io, where I stream the show to multiple websites at once and shit, and I had him under that account to stream on his channels. That's how I ended up getting to talk about him, but I was like, I'll just recap some of this shit. Yeah. It's funny. He'll sit there and tell me that I'm over shit. But yet he's pretty much crying right now because of the fact that I'm no longer his co-host. I'm no longer there. I'm no longer part of his show. And he killed his show off. Because he knows deep down, I kept that fucking show alive. I made it alive. We've tried to having episodes where it was just random shit. We were just fucking about and all. But it just seemed like it was too much for them, I guess. Like I can go the limit. I don't care. I can go the limit. If they want. I could take shit back to the roots if they wanted to. But it's something they didn't like. They I guess, one of them felt uncomfortable with it. So it's like, okay, fine, we'll just go back to covering topics and I'll find the topics for you. But apparently that wasn't enough. It was like the show was going on a downhill slope and all, and I'm thinking, well, where's the show at now? He had the biggest chance of his lifetime to make the show what it is or what it could be again. He had a fucking chance to do it, but he didn't do it. Instead, he cried, tucked his tail up his ass, and ran away. That's all he did. I told him, I said, look, it's your show. Do what you want with it. I'm not going to be part of it anymore. If you want me on as a guest from time to time, I could still be a guest on there from time to time. That's cool. But no, he just pretty much took it down, took all the shows down, said that he was no longer associated with it. He was no longer going to do the show anymore, this and that. And he was just going to do his videos and upload his videos and shit. He acted like a baby. Yes, he did, Hoyt. He acted like a big crybaby. And then when, Jeff and we were calling him out on a lot of his shit, him and his wife, they decided to have one last live stream where they were pretty much bashing us and lying about us, about a bunch of stupid shit. And yes, if he is listening, yes, you were the one who doxed me. Yes, you were. Just your mannerism in the text message and all, it just proves it. Like, if you're going to sit there and say, well, we traced the IP back to Canada, but I don't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove anything? How about the fact that I'm sitting here accusing you of fucking leaking my information to somebody who I am now kosher with? I've crushed my beef with online. I have nothing against the guy anymore. And you sent that person my information? How do you think it was going to come right back around to me? But then you're going to sit there and say it wasn't you. And then you're going to go over to Jeff and cry to Jeff saying that I was trying to stir up some shit, against Jeff. I was saying shit about Jeff and this and that. But Jeff's way too much smarter than you are there, buddy. So I'm not going to mention his name. I know he's got to be listening. I know he's listening somewhere. you know. But it's like, at the end of the day, this was like 3 months ago, 3 fucking months ago, 3 months ago when I did this. And for 2 or 3 months, he's probably uploaded like, I don't know, 3 videos, did a couple live streams. But where's he at now? He was talking about bringing out this banging new podcast. I'm just going to call it the Cypher Xavier Show. Where's that at? Still ain't fucking done that. And his wife flew off the handle about me for no. Yes, she did, Hoyt. Yes, she did. That was uncalled for. You even though you saw where this guy and I are falling out, and you still supported him, which I told you, you have your right to do that. You can support him and still watch me. It's okay. I'm not gonna shit on you about that. But then when he did that show, and his wife was like, he's got that one person in his chat who says they're going to stay neutral, they're not going to get involved, but then ends up saying stuff about him, and they're like, yeah, you're part of that too. You're agreeing with what Mike is saying, so yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of people they really are. That is. Like, I've been on their good side for so many years, but I can honestly tell you, like, when it comes to his wife, yes, that is how she is. And he's gotten to be a lot worse that way too. And I'm sorry I ever met the guy. I really am. He acts like a bitch, he cries like a bitch, he is a bitch. And if he wants to drag his channel, if he wants to drag his hobby through the fucking mud, sit there and wallow in tears over the fact that I left his show, the fact that I am no longer around to keep his show living, which he ain't gonna fucking admit to it. But let me tell you, everybody around me who has been there listening to the show, they can all tell me, they've all told me I've kept that shit alive. And I've always, I know I'm a talker, and I've always apologized for that. I talk too much, but I like to keep things flowing. I like to keep a show flowing. It's a podcast, a show. I don't like sitting there like a lot of YouTubers will sit there in the live stream watching for somebody to say something in a chat, which is dead air. I hate having dead air. I hate sitting there having a show that's supposed to be a show when you're sitting there listening to like 30, 40 seconds of nothing. And there's a lot of YouTubers out there that have shows like that. They call it a show, but it's like, it's not a show if your audience is falling asleep waiting for you to talk about something. And Tom, he had his fair share of saying stuff. He spoke his opinion on a lot of topics and all, and he enjoyed himself. He really did. Until his buddy, who lives way out in New Mexico, mind you, he lives out in New Mexico. He used to live here. He was a friend of his, and I've known him for years too. He's going to sit there and listen to this guy talk about how I ruined the show, basically. That I killed the show in a sense. There's like no point of no return, basically. That's basically what he was saying. So I'm like, okay, y'all had a return to the original URC that Saturday night. I'm like, okay, let me see what happened the day before when I wasn't listening and I wasn't there. And I listened to it too. I listened to it at work. And that's when that Monday morning came and I did that video, and that's when all hell broke loose. And I was like, you know what? If he wants to act like this, fine. That just killed our friendship right there. It just killed our friendship. If you can't walk away neutrally and say, okay, Mike saw the video, I'm sorry he left, but we're still gonna be friends. No, he fucking had a hissy fit. He had a big hissy fit, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be friends with a fucking man child because you all wanted to talk shit on me. You all wanted to sit there and say that I was ruining your show. It was not what you all envisioned it as. We were trying to put it back the way it was. I went off the handles a couple times. I made it fun. They didn't like that, so we reverted back to doing topics. And they had no issues with that whatsoever. They had no issue with me covering topics and shit. But, you know what? It is what it is. Say, fucking Discord. But yeah, that's the whole story behind there. So to anybody new who listens on Rumble or even TikTok, that's the story behind. I was once a co-host on a show up to a few months ago, and when a decision was made without me being there, and nobody ever came forward to me and saying, "Hey, we feel like the show is going in a new direction. We want to bring it back to this," and I would have agreed with it. I was a co-host to the show. I didn't start the show. I wasn't a founder of the show. You know, it was his project. He tried to sit there and say I begged him to bring it back. I'm like, I didn't beg shit. He was talking about wanting to bring it back, but didn't know how to bring it back or when to hold it. And I said, well, go ahead and bring it back, and I will co-host it with you. And that's what we did. And we did that show for about a year almost. And it was fun. We had a lot of episodes up until that point where his friend decided to open his trap, say some shit, then act like he was fucking pissed off about it. And then that was that. I don't have that clip anymore. I think I deleted that clip after a while because I didn't think there was any reason to go back to it. But that was something else. Let's see, check if I can find that. That I may have deleted. And it was just a couple, 2, 3. It was right before, I believe. No, it was right when Jeff and I went to Gettysburg. Okay, there's the video that I did. Okay. Oh, it's got 1 dislike on it. I wonder who the dislike. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, I deleted it. But that's all good. It ain't like I... Actually, you know, I think I'm... If I just go back on the Twitch, because Twitch archives a lot of shit. I archive a lot of stuff. So I started going live earlier, and I'm sitting there like, why is my fucking shit talking? You know, I had a cat hop up on me and told me to get the fuck out of here. And I looked over at the monitor. I was like, fuck, was it live the entire goddamn time? That But apparently I was, you know, I don't know. I might not have uploaded, but oh well. I had the video. It is what it is. I don't even care. Oh, so it looks like the viewership jumped to 3 over on Kick. Holy shit! Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Glad audience go Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, and live on 5 platforms. And getting back to where I originally was. The last guy I collaborated with on content. So if you guys are wondering how I'm live on 5 platforms at microphone. Hello. Why does this goddamn thing keep cutting out? I don't fuck. Uh-oh. Oh, so it looks like the viewership jumped to 3. I was going to say I can't hear anything. So why I'm streaming to 5 platforms at once, how I'm doing it. Microphone seems to cut out a little bit. You know what, guys? It's about a half hour in. Let me take a quick break and fix this microphone, and when I come back, we should.
This is for my grandfather, who always said I'd make the family proud. For my mom, who never let me out the door without my homework. For my dad, who worked the night shift to make our lives better.
Flight 3 Alpha. Spotted.
For myself. For my future.
The Eagle Vision is the first sedan in the world with the auto stick system. Porsche offers their version in a coupe. This German engineer will compare.
Du kennst mich doch. Ich liebe Schwarz.
So what do you think, Gunz?
Also, was denkst du denn, gut?
Das ist sehr gut. Ich meine, einfach zum automatisch, Auto steht.
He likes the choice of automatic or auto stick. Excellent handling without a...
Yo, now it works. I hope the fucker works. Now it works. Yeah, I think I might need a new microphone. So the microphone or the wire that's going bad, or maybe it's software. I don't know. There's always some kind of issue. I will say, when it comes to streaming, yeah, find yourself a good microphone. Like the one I got, it's good for what it is. I think I use it too many times. I don't know. Wires going up on it. But if you guys want a good microphone, and it's good, don't get me wrong, I had this microphone for about 2 or 3 years, and it's done me pretty good. It's from Blue, and Blue make those Yeti mics, but I got the cheaper alternative. I got the Blue Snowball. It's a good, cheap microphone to have if you don't want to put out about, what, $100 to $200 to $300 for a good microphone. I will say, okay, I'm just making sure I was doing good. But I told a couple friends of mine. I said, if you want to get into live streaming, and you don't want to put out a big budget on microphones, I was like, do what I do. Get yourself a Blue Snowball, $50, Walmart, Best Buy, wherever you can get it. Get one of those. And everything else pretty much works out through software. Oh, okay, there we go. The volume was turned down in my settings for the damn microphone. That's why it wasn't coming out too well. Okay. I keep forgetting to check that. That's why it sounds so low. Okay, so I'm sitting... Okay, I'm doing good right now. I got the volume set turned up there. But yeah, I told these friends of mine, it's all about software. It's all ran through software. You know, you just got to know what type of filters to add onto your microphone settings. Like, I got filters on this. That's why I sound clear. That's why I sound good. It's not too loud. It's not raping your ear. It's not too low to where you can't hear it. Everything is, it's all about, you know, just the filtering and the settings on the computer. So I've come across a lot of live streamers, quite a few, who sit there and use mixers and shit. Mixers are nice if you got the money to fiddle with a mixer. You know, if you want to fiddle with mixers and stuff like that, you know, that's up to you. But I feel like if you're doing just a typical live stream like this, you don't need a big-ass mixer. You don't need a $300 mixer. All you need is a microphone and a plug-in. Plug it into your USB port and set it up that way. That's all you really need. That's really all you need for a typical live stream. And people look at you like, oh, that's not professional. Like, I can have a professional show, sound professional, and not have what the next person has. I don't need, you know, a whole fucking studio full of equipment just to pull off, what, an hour or two show? Come on. So, I use that. And, of course, I run everything through Streamlabs OBS. And a lot of people shit on Streamlabs OBS because apparently they have issues. They have connection issues with Streamlabs. It doesn't work for them all the time. There's too much. Oh, you gotta pay for Streamlabs. You gotta pay for it. No, the fuck you don't. 10 a.m. and I'm streaming and stuff. Dude, I've been up since fucking 8 o'clock, man. But yeah, I figure I'd do a morning show and all. It's on the weekend. It is what it is. But yeah. So, when it comes to Streamlabs, a lot of people will sit there and say, you gotta pay for it. Like, no, not necessarily. You can use Streamlabs for free. You know, you can set up an account on there for free. You can stream the shit for free on Streamlabs. Now, if you want to do something like what I'm doing and I can afford it, you know, I pay $20 a month for Streamlabs OBS. I have an account, and I pay to be able to, I can stream, I think it's either 5 or more. I can't remember, but I'm streaming on 5 different platforms right now with Streamlabs, and everything's coming in really good. You know, I'm streaming on TikTok with it, streaming on, you know, the bigger sites like YouTube and Kick. And I got, you know, multi-chat where I can view the chat from multiple different platforms, you know, all at once, that kind of thing. But that's if people want to do that kind of thing. You don't have to. Now, people regularly use regular OBS, which is fine too. My thing with regular OBS is I streamed with it the last time I streamed with it, and I had this issue too. Sometimes my streams would go over 2 hours. For whatever reason, OBS, whenever it hits the 2-hour mark, it just ends my stream. It just ends it. I don't know why. It will not go over 2 hours. I don't know if there's a setting that I missed in there or something. I have no idea. But I don't use regular OBS anymore. People use what they use. That's fine. I use Streamlabs. Streamlabs has done me pretty good so far. You know, everything, all of my settings carried over. So even though when I was using it offline, when I signed up for the, you know, for the service, all my settings carried over, all my projects carried over, everything stays with my account. And I like using Streamlabs. So rather than pay for Restream, I pay for Streamlabs. Now, then a lot of people are using something like StreamYards. I don't really like to use StreamYards. It looks like a complicated mess in a sense. I've seen a lot of these lower grade loser based YouTube channels use StreamYards from time to time again. And they're the ones that will sit there online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, talking about YouTube drama and shit like that. And I've come across many channels that still do that shit. Let me give you an example, okay? There is the Angry Grandpa community on YouTube. If anybody's ever watched those videos, the Angry Grandpa show, well, he died back in 2017, 2018. And even though his son is still trying to keep his memory alive with a bunch of clickbait shit and all that, now, their fan base, some of their fan base, are pretty much hooked up with 2 people that are linked to the Angry Grandpa. One of them's name is Tina Dandridge, and the other one's name is Isaac Guest. And they both live in separate states, and it's almost like the good and evil side of things, basically. You know, you got 2 people that formed a couple different, what do you call them? They're like fucking cultist groups on YouTube. I mean, I guess you could call it a cultist group in a sense. Where the fan base, you know, they select one side and they call it, well, I'm with this army or I'm with that army, and they clash together. It's 2 groups of people that fight with each other on the internet. That's all it is. That's all this drama community shit is. They fight with each other on the internet. Well, he said this about me, and she said that about her, and he wants to go do this to them, and they dox my information. It's a back and forth thing with these people. It's a back and forth thing, whichever way you look at it. You know, they're doxing each other, they're shit talking each other. Everybody's a fucking pedophile. Everybody's a woman beater. This and that. Yes, he still exists. Wait, it's sad that fucking blob beast still exists, and they're feeding a bunch of dumb bullshit, bunch of dumb lies to their fan base on YouTube. And it's a daily thing. Like, how do I know this? Sometimes I'll sit there at work, and I got nothing better to do. You know, I'll just sit there and scroll through and see what's going on, you know, here or there. You know, just check it out. I don't fucking join in on that shit. You know, it's fucking dull and boring. It's stupid. And I'll watch a lot of that stuff, and I'm just like, man, it's so fucking cringe. It really is cringe. You even got people on there, internet dating each other. Yes, they're internet dating. Even though that shit was a thing, like back in the late 90s when AOL Instant Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, MSN Messenger, Napster had a chat-based rooms and shit like that. Back in the day where it's like, oh, you're my internet girlfriend. Well, they're still doing it today. Only it's not teenagers. It's fucking adults. It's fucking adults. Internet dating each other within these two fucking groups. And you'll see fucking live streams where they're like, oh, well, Kimmy cheated on him. Billy cheated on her. John Boy, oh, he had an affair with 2 women on fucking YouTube. How the fuck do you have an affair on fucking YouTube? You've never physically met in real life. You know? These are people that never physically had any kind of altercation in life. They fucking talk to each other on the internet. That guy's a tard. Yes, he is. They all are. Wait, trust me. Like, I've seen so much dumb shit I could fucking write a book or write a movie on, man. And it involves all these goddamn people. It's sad. It's truly fucking sad seeing shit like this. And just wondering what could their lives be? What could their lives truly be without the internet?
100%.
Exactly, Hubbard. I just watching them would give you an aneurysm. I'm telling you. But yeah, that's the life of a loser YouTuber. Those are the ones that use platforms like StreamYards. That is one of the biggest reasons why I will not use StreamYards. They could steer clear away from Streamlabs. They could steer clear away from Twitch. You know, these fucking people, they're attacking each other. They're doxing each other. They're porn bombing each other. Like, what? These are fucking grown-ass adults, right? You expect them to have a job at least. Maybe some of them have a fucking McDonald's day job or something during the day. But then there's some adults that are sitting there leeching off of their fucking buddies or their families living in their basements and shit. These are fucking adults that they have no lives. They don't go outside and touch the grass. They sit there on YouTube monitoring each other, talking about each other, streaming every single night about each other. And some of these streams, I think they last anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. But what's really funny, what's really amusing to me, and I hate to bring this guy's name up. I talked about it once before on another show. There's this guy whose name is Randy. And he called himself Planet Randy. Now he goes by New York Redneck or something. He rebrands himself every month or so, every time the trolls scare him away, you know, that kind of thing. So this guy, he's worse than Hubbard. He's worse than Hubbard. Hubbard used to talk about how he was leaving YouTube and shit, and he was never going to come back.
100%.
See? He was always talking about leaving YouTube, and he was going to come back in the winter, he was going to come back in the summer, he wasn't going to come back at all, and then like 24 hours later, he was like, you're all big bitches on the internet and shit.
100%.
And he was always sitting there speaking the truth.
Everybody's already seen the damn truth about everything.
You know? He's always spoken the truth. But now this guy, Randy, has him beat. Randy, what he does, okay, he was part of these drama communities for a while. And then something happened. They all made fun of him. Mind you, this guy is 47, 48 years old. He's around Jeff's age. This guy, he lives in New York. This guy, he's in his late 40s, and he's hanging around with a group of retards, creating some kind of internet drama, thinking that they're going to get a ton of views off the shit. Ain't nobody getting paid for it. But then again, retards are donating to retards. Put that in perspective for a minute while I blow my nose. Sorry, I didn't want y'all to hear me doing that. But put that in perspective. You got people in these two groups donating to each other. What the fuck are they donating? Our money. These are motherfuckers that are getting welfare off of us, and they're donating it to each other. Like, goddamn, none of them can get up off their asses and go get a job, make an honest buck out there. Can't do that. Now you got to sit there and talk shit about the other team just so somebody can send you $5. That's all that happens, right? So Randy, he was a part of this. You know, he wanted to be a part of this. He wanted to, you know, have a channel that he can get over 1,000 subscribers and he can monetize and get donations and shit, right? Well, the internet trolls did it to him. That's right. The trolls, they kept trolling him, making fun of him, calling him a big loser, calling him an idiot, this and that. And then what does he do? He cowers and runs. And then he says he talks about deleting his YouTube channel. He was going to delete all his social media, which, you know, here's what he does. He doesn't delete it. What these platforms do, okay, what every website does now, like let's say with Facebook. Let's say you want to take a break from Facebook or you're done with Facebook. You can choose delete your channel or delete your account, and you go through the whole process of that, right? Now, your account is not truly deleted then. They give you 30 days. Every website does it now. They give you 30 days to recover your account in case you change your mind. So what he does, he hides all this shit. He says he clicks delete, and then he hides it. But then he comes back a week or two later, and he starts posting videos about, I'm not going away this time. You can't keep me off the internet. I have my right to be here. I have my freedom to be here. Da 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 da. Same thing with Twitter. He does the same shit with Twitter. He hides or disables his Twitter account to where you can't find it, and then it's back the following week. And he's done this probably about 30 times within the last 2 years. I shit you not. Hell, even Jeff didn't even know who this guy was, and I told him how much of a loser he was, and he was like, God damn, who the fuck does that shit? And I'm like, some 30-year-old crybaby. Not 30 years old, but he's like, yeah, like I say, he's 47 or 48 years old. And he cries because he can't be one of the gang. He can't be one of the crowd, you know? And his crowd was the Isaac Guest crowd, or even the Tina Dandridge crowd. And they all mock him. They all mock him. They all insult this guy. And he says, well, I'm out of the drama. I'm out of the drama. I'm not going to do anything about the drama anymore. You know, y'all need to go out and touch some grass and shit. You know, I don't get into the side chats anymore. I don't do this. I don't do that. Well, he contradicts his own fucking sayings. Because what does this guy do? He hops on the Twitter train, and he goes over to these Twitter pages, all these trolls that he hates, that he blocked, right? All these trolls that don't like him for whatever reason, that he absolutely hates. He goes over to their Twitter accounts, watches every goddamn thing they post about him, just to see if it's about him. And then he goes to all these YouTube channels to see if anybody mentions his name one time, whether they're talking about it live or they're saying it in the chat. They talk about him. So what does he do? He rebuttals. He goes and makes a video about them, puts it up. I'm so glad I'm not in part of the YouTube drama anymore. That was killing me. You all need to get out there and touch some grass. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're all doing out there, you know? Like, it's a pathetic attempt to make any kind of comeback. And I see, no, okay, that's not that. Okay, I was gonna say I thought I could pull his channel up somewhere. I want to play an excerpt from his channel though, just to give you an idea of what this. I don't even know how I got into talking about trauma today, but oh well. I want you guys to hear some shit, right? He posted this. Now, mind you, people do accept donations online. They have live streams. They ask people if they want to donate. Which, by the way, guys, I do accept donations too on the show. I do have a Cash App. If anybody ever wants to donate, feel free to. I don't ask you to. I don't beg you to. I give you an option. If you like the channel, if you like the content, if you do like supporting us here, you can feel free to donate anytime. Cash App link is down below. So he goes on a rant about begging and scamming on YouTube, right? All because he's not allowed to do it, apparently, and in his eyes, he's not allowed to do it. But this is Randy.
See me on here begging people for money, saying, "Oh, give me money, I'll do this for ya. I gotta be paid to entertain on YouTube." Since when? Since when does anybody have to be paid to do this? You just turn on a camera, do your thing, and upload it. It's not a job. It's barely a hobby. You know, well, it is a hobby, but barely a hobby for me anymore.
Yeah, barely a hobby for him anymore. Because he took the route to following all these drama channels, to keeping up with all these trolls that hate him, that mock him. That's his hobby. I've told him a few times before. I was blunt with this guy too. I said, look, if you want these drama communities to leave you alone, if you want this shit to disappear, you have to ignore everything that they say and do. You can't be going to their Twitter wondering if they're talking about you. You can't go to their YouTube channels and wonder if they're talking about you. People are always going to criticize you. Do people talk about me? Yeah. That person I talked about at the beginning at the beginning of the stream. He's talked about me quite a few times, you know, on other streams that I know of. Do I fucking care? No, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, he said this about me, he said that. Who fucking cares? I'm doing my thing over here. I'm striving. He may not be striving. I'm striving over here. Even if I make a little bit of money doing what I'm doing here. How many people use YouTube, Twitch, or Kick to make money off of for streaming? A lot of people do. A lot of people have a good audience like that. Even if it's playing something as little as Call of Duty or Fortnite, people are making money off it, right? But yet this guy here who claims he has all the answers to all the questions in the world, he is jealous. He is jealous, and he is upset and crying that people are, quote-unquote, begging for money on YouTube. It shouldn't be about that. Well, yeah, technically it was never about that. But then there's people who have a creative mind and creating content, and they can make money off that content in other places. So that's when, you know, YouTube and Google, when they merged and added the AdSense thing to where you can advertise video, advertise content, commercials and shit on your content, and you can make money off of that. And a lot of YouTube content creators took to that, which is something I know this guy wants to be. He wants to be a content creator making money. Who fucking doesn't? Who doesn't? But this guy, he feels like he's entitled to it, but he's not allowed to it. Because he's constantly being criticized and trolled for it. But he refuses to ignore it.
But what is this self-entitlement bullshit that I've been seeing on YouTube for the past 6 months? What is it? Everybody and their brother, doesn't matter what size channel they have. For me to go live, you gotta give me money every day. Give me money. Well, I just got monetized, so I gotta set it to members only, even though I got 5 members.
See, he's upset about that too. He's upset about that too. The fact that people have these channels. Okay, there is an option, and you guys can see it with my channel. My channel is monetized, and I do have the option to where if people want to become a member of the channel, if they want to support the channel, you could pay out for, I think it's $4.99 a month, to the channel. A lot of people have that set up. He's upset that he can't do that. Because every time somebody says Randy is a poo-poo head, he cowers and runs and deletes his shit. It's his own fault he's not getting himself to where he wants to be. I know he could try, he's had some decent content. He lives out in the fucking countryside of New York. But this is somebody who, he creates an account, he creates a YouTube channel, and he sits there and tells people, I got content I could create. I could create music content. I could create stits, this and that. Then fucking do it, man. Like, don't sit there and cry about it like you always do.
100%.
Yeah. Even Hubbard agrees. If you can fucking sit there in front of a camera and bitch about 3 or 4 or 5 different YouTubers that are talking shit on you, why can't you do anything else? This is all he knows how to do, is create drama. He wants people to talk. He wants to be the target of people. That's all he's doing. He's putting a big-ass bullseye right on his belly, and he's saying, come at me, bitches. And what do? They come at him, he cowers, and he runs.
If you want to talk, you gotta pay me. What the hell's up with that? Oh my God. It's people like that that have really turned YouTube into a pile of shit, I'm telling you.
No, it hasn't been turned into a pile of shit. See, this is somebody who is taking a group of about 10 people, maybe. 10 people that pick on him. That considers all of YouTube to him. That is considered what is YouTube. He doesn't consider the millions upon millions of people that don't know who the fuck he is. Hell, Jeff didn't even know who he was until I said something, I don't even remember how I came across this guy. I came across him back in 2018. And just the amount of hate that he received from these trolls, the amount of people that have come at him and said all kind of fucking lies and shit. Yeah, do anything else for content. Hunting, fishing, gaming, driving, whatever. Yeah. You know what this guy has put on here? And I've seen his content. Like right now, he's like driving across country with a camera on the dash cam talking. There you go. Film some fucking blogs. Talk about something while driving and filming the country. He's done some gaming videos. He streamed Fortnite. He streamed a game called Second Life. There's some content right there. I've seen him do skits. He's had a couple good skits out there. Even if it's just something as simple as just talking to a camera and feeding your opinion to people, that's content. But his content consists of belittling and talking about the trolls that attack him. That's all it is.
People doing that kind of thing, and people going real life because they don't like somebody on YouTube, all that put together has made YouTube a pile of shit platform. Okay?
Well, when he talks about people going, quote unquote, real life, let me tell you about this story. It's sad because a lot of people hope that something like this never happens to them. But it's happened. It's because people push other people to the limits. When does YouTube go real life? Well, not just YouTube. Any form of social media, any form of media that you have your face and voice plastered on, you become a target. But it's not just you. Celebrities have become targets too, you know? There are people on YouTube who have been murdered by other YouTubers or other people who watch them on YouTube. They've been murdered because they don't like who they are. I don't like your music. I don't like your voice. I don't like your demeanor. I don't like your attitude. I don't like your opinions. There are sick people out there that dedicate themselves to tracking down these certain people and causing harm to them. Oh, I got your address. I'm going to come out to your house. Do you know how many people have been doxxed on platforms like YouTube and shit? Hundreds. Hundreds of people have been doxxed on this platform. Then there's even people out there who have doxxed themselves, including Hubbard.
100%.
Yeah. Which is fucked up. It's a sad reality. Yeah, it really is. That there are people out there that they're willing to do some kind of fucking harm to you because they don't like you. And then there's people, like I said, like with Hubbard, they egg it on. That motherfucker, when he first hit the scene, with, you know, when everybody got involved, like me and Jeff and so many other people, Hubbard doxed his own fucking address. He put his address in the description section of his videos. He was trying so hard to be like McJuggernuggets because McJuggernuggets was receiving fan mail, and he thought McJuggernuggets put his address out there. No, Jesse Ridgway had a P.O. box. That's what, you know, that's a smart thing to do. Send it to a post office box. Don't send it to my house. Send it to the post office, and he'll go out and get it. Hubbard didn't even really understand that whole method with the P.O. box. So he puts his address out there. He's hoping that people will send him, you know, fan mail and all that shit. Like, people are going to send fan mail to a West Virginia inbred retard that had 100 subscribers at the time. Somebody who looked up to McJuggernuggets. Somebody who was out there like, oh, I think this guy Hydrant, I think he's big bitch on internet.
100%.
And that's a sad reality there. But what happened? Everybody got his address. So what started to happen? People were sending shit to his house. People were calling local pizza places and having deliveries made to his house and shit. And then he's going to sit there and blame somebody for doxing his address out there to multiple people. When he's the one who did it. He is the one who plastered his internet not once, not twice, 3 or 4 times he's plastered his address on YouTube. And he keeps wondering how people are getting it. Doxing yourself, though, like your address, how retarded could you possibly be? And how retarded to confuse a P.O. box with a real address. Yeah. He was just that dumb. He was trying to be like his idol, Jesse Ridgway, you know, because people like Jesse, people like Can't Be on the Camera, all these people that are big YouTubers that were receiving fan mail, you know, they told people, send us your letters, send us your thoughts, show some love, you know. Some people still do it, but then there's people that stopped doing it for reasons. Like Jesse Ridgway, he kind of stopped it there for a little bit because people were sending him game consoles. They were sending him money in the mail because they thought the Psycho series was real. They thought this guy was really, they thought he really had an abusive dad who was really destroying his shit, and they felt bad for him. So they're sending him new Xboxes, they're sending him games, they're sending him money, and he told people, don't send me this shit. Don't send it to me. Just send me your letters. But did he ever send any of that money back? I don't think so. What happened to all those consoles he received? Did he ever send those back? Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows what happened to those. He probably sold them for money anyway. That's why people were always saying that Jesse Ridgway was scamming kids out of money. I mean, I guess you could say it was kind of a scam in a sense, but, you know, Jesse did state, hey, don't send me anything. I don't need it.
100%.
So, going back to this guy, Randy, here's the funniest thing about this, and it is truly sad, and I hope that nothing like this happens to anybody else. Because people do get hurt. People can get hurt. People can get shot. Okay, Randy is one person. He's posted, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 videos within the past 4 years. I never even considered sending him that shit. My parents would have smacked the shit out of me. Oh, shit. But let me tell you, man. When it comes to what I'm about to say, okay, so how far will trolls go to fuck with you? How far will trolls go to fuck with you when you keep pushing their buttons too? And I've told Randy, and there was a couple people that have told him time and time again, stop going after the trolls. Stop going after these people. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. It's not getting you anywhere. Ignore them. Well, how can I ignore them? They keep talking about me. They're obsessed with me. Well, I've said it to him. I've said it to this guy too. And he's deleted my content in the past. He's deleted my comments and shit. I told this motherfucker, stop feeding them fuel for the fire. You saying they're obsessed with you? You're obsessed with them. That's the reality right there for his little world. He is obsessed with the fact that these people still talk about him. You know, back in 2016, when I had my last channel and I was getting trolled, I quit. I stopped doing all that shit because my address got leaked out there. I never received anything, but you never know. There were people out there that were putting my family in danger over stupid shit on YouTube. I stopped. And after I stopped, were people still talking about me? Yeah. They still talked about me. They were still trying to get in contact with me to bring me back into the shit. But you know what? I cut them off. I ignored them. And after so long of being ignored, they lose their, they lose, the fuck do you call that word? Goddamn. I can't even fucking think straight. Their attention span for me was cut short, basically. They lose interest. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. They lose interest. I knew the word was going to come to me. When you cut them off and you don't hear from somebody for so long, they lose interest. And that's what they did. They lost interest in me and they moved on to other things. Do I get brought up sometimes in these people's chats? Do people still talk about me sometimes? I'm pretty sure they do. In a past tense of, hey, remember when this person was back then, this and that, you know? Yeah, they lose interest and motivation. Exactly. You take away their fuel for the fire. And that's what I did. I took away their motivation. They lost interest. They moved on. That's what I was trying to tell Randy. Leave these fuckers alone. Stop reading their fucking Twitter posts. Stop watching their YouTube videos. Stop going into their streams, watching them. Because it's only going to piss you off every time you see your name pop up in that chat. And there's so many troll accounts out there with his name, Planet Randy. There's so many of them out there. And he sees them pop up in these chats. And he thinks that whoever's having that live stream, they think it's him. They know it's a fucking fake. They know it's a fake fucking channel. They know it's a troll. You don't have to sit there and get back into the action and say, oh, that wasn't me in your chat. I'm not trolling you. For somebody who sits there and says that they don't pay attention to this shit anymore, for somebody who sits there and says they don't want to be part of the drama anymore, sure does contradict themselves an awful lot. Yep, that's all they have left is that shit. Yeah, left them for shit. Yeah. Exactly, man. I've told him. People are going to hate you. They're going to have opinions about you. You're going to receive criticism. Every person on this platform and any other platform does. There's criticism for every fucking body. Look at PewDiePie. Dude's got hundreds of millions of followers on YouTube and Twitch. This motherfucker's making millions of dollars. There are people out there that hate him. PewDiePie's annoying as shit. Yeah, he can be a little annoying, but you know what? The dude's making buck. The dude lives in Sweden. This motherfucker's making millions of dollars. Filming videos, streaming gaming content and shit. This guy over here, you know, he can't take fucking criticism. He can't do his own thing because he's too worried about what the trolls are going to say next about him. That is exactly what has happened. So, what happened to this guy? These trolls, they got his address, right? They know where he lives. They know exactly where this guy lives in New York. So what do? They put his lawn equipment on fucking Craigslist. They put his lawnmower. He calls it a tractor. He swears it's a fucking tractor. It's a fucking lawnmower. It cuts grass. You sit on it. It's a riding lawnmower. There's a difference between lawnmower and tractor. This guy, he doesn't have a decent sized brain in his head to even compute that shit. Somebody put, hell, the Wall Street Journal tried to cancel the guy at one point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. But oh my god, somebody put his lawnmower on fucking Craigslist. And you know what? One day where he was either sleeping or he wasn't home with his mom, somebody came out there and grabbed the fucking lawnmower because it was posted free. Come take it. Somebody went out and stole his fucking lawnmower. I'm sorry. If shit happens, I would be pissed myself if that happened to me. But come on, man. You go toe-to-toe with people that hate you rather than ignore them, rather than just let it fucking go. You continue to fight the fight for no reason. And then what happens? Somebody goes real life on you, and they've sent somebody out there to steal your lawnmower. And then I remember the stream that he did next after that. He had this smoker. He had a big smoker outside. He loved to cook. He loved to grill and smoke. He had a smoker. He did a live stream. Now, he tried to sit there and say that people stole it. No, he was open on live stream. And he said that he had to sell the smoker. He sold it in fear that somebody was going to come out and steal it. He literally said that in a live stream. It's all gone now. That stuff, either he has privated it or he just deleted it from his YouTube channel. He sold his own property in fear of it being stolen. I got news for you, Randy. If you would stop talking shit, if you would stop being Billy Badass online to these people that hate you and attack you, they would have went away long ago. You know what his excuse was to me? Well, I tried that several times. They will not go away. They won't stop. Well, duh! If you stop talking about them for fucking a week or two, it's not going to kill them off. You got to give it time. You got to stop reading everything that they post. You got to completely ignore them. You got to steer clear. You got to stay the fuck away from them. He even said one time, I'm deleting my Twitter just so I don't have to see the shit from them. You don't have to see the shit from them. You don't go to the pages. I'm on Twitter. Do I gotta go see what these trolls are talking about? Fuck no. It's my choice if I want to, yeah. I don't. He is extremely hard-headed. Yeah, because you won't stop. I mean, exactly, man. He wants the drama. He wants people to talk shit about him. He wants it. And then he cries about it. Let me finish this video. It's only like 3.5 minutes long, but man, he just contradicts himself very subtly in this video with a lot of things. And you could tell just by what he's saying and how he's saying it, he's jealous that it's not happening to him and happening to somebody else.
Okay. And YouTube clearly doesn't care. You know, they don't know, they don't care. Bottom line is, I guess, even if that makes them money somehow, and it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. That's my little rant for this video. You know, I just want to get that out there. Make fun of me for, you know, talking funny because, you know, I have a swollen mouth up here and everything, and I'm trying my best to hide it. I'm trying my best to deal with it. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about the whole damn thing anymore. If you don't like my opinion, well, you know what you can do with your opinion. What is it they say about opinions? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. And I don't.
Even though he talks about people who have opinions, but he tells them to go stuff them, you know? It's like, okay, so my opinion of Randy is he's a hard-headed piece of shit. Almost like, yeah, like he wants to be a victim. Yeah, he has been like this for the last 4 to 5 years. He's been like this for 5 years, Hoyt. He always plays the victim. He wants to be the victim. But when it really happens to him, like really gets deep into it, that's when he cries and runs. This is a 47-year-old man. A grown-ass adult, middle age, who's crying over what people are doing on the internet. That's exactly the same shit that Hubbard did 7-8 years ago. Whenever somebody would say shit about Hubbard, he would always come out in the video. They're a big bitch on the internet.
100%.
Stuff. And then there's shit like this.
What fucking Haggy brains his ass anytime, any day.
Everybody's already seen the damn truth about everything.
And then you have shit like this.
No, you let me listen now!
But I'm just hoping that Randy will come out and say something stupid like that. You know, have his own gum saying. Maybe be like, well, fuck, the bebop, the. Yeah, I'd be hoping that he would fucking have some stupid shit to say like that, you know? Alright, and here's another video. I'm going to play this one. This one is just about as dumb as the last one. Oh, you got to park in a parking lot in a fucking gas station.
If you don't like the way I look, don't watch me. You don't like what I have to say about things, don't listen to me. You know, I spent a lot of years here on YouTube, and it always ends up the same way. We hate you. We're going to expose you. You're a dirtball.
You know, he contradicted himself in the beginning there, where he was like, don't like what I say, don't listen to me, don't like what I do, don't watch me. But yet, he still watches and listens to what everybody says and does. And he cries about it. I only talked to him a time or two back in 2019 when I was hanging around Haggy. Yeah, I talked to him a couple times. He was alright, but he is just too high-strung on people that hate him on the internet. He doesn't realize that people are going to hate you somewhere, some way. You're not going to get a whole fucking world that's going to be like, yeah, I know who Randy is. He's a cool guy. Not everybody's going to be like that. There's going to be people that don't like you for fucking reasons. And this is one of those times where people don't like him, and he hates it. So he's got to come out and bitch about things, and then here's what he does. He shirks, and then he blames. He shirks and blames. He blames everything on YouTube because YouTube allows it. YouTube is an open platform for a lot of different things. Even much more than just, you know, somebody ranting about their day. You know, you watch movies and TV shows on here. You can find old school shit on here to watch from way back in the day. You got people that create their own content on here, web shows and stuff. But there's been a group of people that have been using it as a thing for, you know, like I said, drama related shit, where they can open up and have a platform to go live, and instead of like texting each other or plastering something on Facebook, they can just go live and talk about, oh, I hate this person because I don't like the way they look. They look like a baby rapist or some shit. I don't fucking know. The shit happens, you know?
You're no good in real life either. The funny thing is, nobody's ever been able to prove anything because there's nothing to prove, but hey, they keep trying. I mean, you gotta give them an A for effort, right? I guess. Yeah, every year it's the same thing. I get the same threats from the same people. Oh, this December, we're gonna expose you. We're gonna do this to you. We're gonna do that to you.
Seems like he needs a safe space. I'll have PC Principal hook him up. He needs a space. He does need a safe space. I think this guy is a space, man. He is a fucking space.
And December comes up, rolls by, and nothing ever happens. Or if something does, it's the same old lame, pitiful crap as the year before. It just never changes. That's why I don't worry about it. I don't. Why haven't I been doing much here on YouTube? Because I don't want to. I have really nothing to say, nothing new to give for content.
Has nothing new to say. Nothing new to give for content. Yet this 40-some-year-old man is sitting on YouTube, doing a video for YouTube, talking about how people talk about him all the time, how people hate him, how people are doing live streams and asking people to donate, asking people to become a member of the channel so they, you know, can help fund them or finance them in some way. Yeah, he has nothing to talk about, but he sure is doing a lot of fucking talking about, well, not really talking, bitching about people.
Because I've done it all. I've been here since 2016 doing it, and I'm all out of ideas.
Here's the thing with this guy. He's had some ideas, but he hasn't done too many videos. I've seen his video content. He's only had maybe about a handful of videos that were original content that he's done. He's done videos where he's videotaped him playing his electric drum set or playing the guitar, you know, trying to create music and shit. He's done a couple skits here or there. He's done some vlogging with his mom and his daughter. That probably fits the criteria of maybe about 15 or 20 videos. And he's run out of ideas. It's not that he's run out of ideas. It's the fact that he's given into YouTube drama bullshit. He's given into people that pick on him and call him names. He's given into that. He is more worried about what the next person says about him. He wanted to be a content creator. He wanted to make videos. He wanted to do live streams and such. But all he is worried about is several people who hate his ass. He's just worried about what they're going to say next. Are they going to say, Randy's a poo-poo head? Are they going to say, Randy is a pee-pee head? Are they going to say, Randy lived with his mommy? You don't know. It's all been said and done. He is just waiting for that next person to fucking say, hell, he's probably watching this right now going, yeah, I'm going to do a video on you. Go ahead, dude. Because let me tell you something. At the end of the day, Randy, nobody knows who you are. You're just a person that gets on this platform to bitch and gripe about other people doing shit to you, and this is the exact same thing that Edward Hubbard did back in 2016. Bitch and gripe over what somebody says about them. And they're both from the country. Hubbard lives in the countryside of West Virginia. This guy lives in the countryside of New York. They'd be a perfect gay couple for each other. I swear to God, I swear to you, they would be fucking perfect as a fucking gay couple.
100%.
That way they could sit there and go,
United together, we take a huge shit.
and they probably would, you know? Hubbard and Randy. That's a perfect fucking butt fuck couple right there. Oh my God. I'm sitting here looking at this motherfucker on my screen. I was like, yeah, I can see it. Hubbard and Randy, the perfect butt fuck couple. Yeah, when West Virginia comes together in New York, yeah, he calls himself the New York redneck. Yeah, I'm sure he likes to grab old Hubbard by the redneck and go, yeah, take it, boy. Stuff. Oh, yeah, no, you let me listen now. Perfect gay inbred couple. Yes. Exactly. The perfect fucking inbred couple. Edward and Randy. Randy Hubbard. I don't know. I just wonder who would be the butch and who would be the bitch in that fucking relationship right there. What else did he say in this video? I haven't watched too much of this video.
I'm all out of, well, I'll put it this way. I'm all out of fucks. I just don't give a fuck, okay? I have no more fucks to give.
Yeah, because you gave all your fucks to the trolls, the people that were picking on you. That's who you gave all your fucks to, man. That's sad. You could have been a good content creator. You could have continued doing your hobby. But all your fucks went to people that you care too much about to just sit there and see if they mention your name anywhere. You don't want people to talk about you. You don't want people to mention your name, but when they do, you gotta throw a fucking hissy fit.
I mean, I said, certain days of the week I'll watch certain live streams, and I hear about some of the drama that keeps going on, and I'm sitting there thinking,
here's about some of the drama that keeps going on. Here's about it. He don't hear about Randy and Hubbard sitting at a tree, yeah, crying. Yes, CRYING. What was funny about what he just said was he hears about all this drama going on, right? He don't hear about it going on. He seeks it. He seeks it. He, like I said, he goes to these Twitter accounts to see who's going live. He goes and watches them, cries, probably beats off to half of them, and then he goes back to his shit and posts something stupid. They keep talking about me. No, it's not. I heard they keep talking about me. How do you hear? Do people fucking come to you and say, hey, Randy, so-and-so said shit about you today. You need to do a video about it. Is that what's going on? For him to sit there and say, I hear all this trauma still going. I hear it going. You go looking for it. He watches the shit on a daily basis. This guy, he was a volunteer firefighter apparently for so many years, and he's retired or something. I don't fucking know. But he spends his days at home. He lives with his mom. Apparently she owns the house, and the house is going to be his when she dies or something. And I don't even know what the hell he does for some kind of income. I don't even know how they afford it to even live there. I mean, they may own a house and shit. How do y'all afford fucking money and shit, How do you afford to drive around the countryside? What do you do for gas, What does this guy do for fucking funds? I bet they film each other's videos. They would. They would probably film a goddamn porno and put it on Xvids. Yeah, they put it on Xvids. Pornhub's a little too softcore for what they want to do, But yeah, he sits there and he's like, I hear people talking about it. I hear people. No, you go looking for it. That's all this guy does. He goes looking for it.
Myself, God, what's wrong with these people? Is this all they really have in life? I mean, they gotta worry about what other people are saying or doing on another channel, or just the stupidest damn things you can think of. And they get mad and they argue and bitch and fight over it. And I'm thinking, get off YouTube, get out of the house, go for a ride. That's what I'm doing. I mean,
yeah, it's like a very rare thing for him to do. Apparently, he tells people to get off the internet. He tells people to go outside, go for a ride, go touch some grass. They spend too much time talking about people on the internet. But yet, what's he doing? What's he doing? And he's been doing this for the last 4 years. he contradicts himself a hell of a lot. He talks about people staying online, being obsessed with this person, being obsessed with that person, talking shit about this person and such. When yet he does it. He plays victim when he's very much a fucking suspect himself.
People say, oh, Randy just sits there day after day. No, I don't.
Yes, you do. See, yet again, he contradicts himself. People sit there and say, Randy does this day after day. No, I don't. Then how do you know what people are saying about you? How would you know that people are talking about you in their YouTube live streams? How do you know that people are saying shit about you on social media? How do you know if you don't follow them? Let me play that back again.
Doing? I mean, people say, oh, Randy just sits there day after day. No, I don't.
Yes, you do, dude. This is all you got. This is all he has. And if I go back and look at his channel, he's got one video. Okay, he almost hit a deer. That's a decent video. He's got one video. Okay, the 2020 Trump train upstate New York. Okay, he's on the side of the road filming the Trump, the Trump brigade coming through. That's another full video. But his video with the most views is the one we played before, begging and scamming on YouTube. And let me play a little bit of this. This is where he's got some gameplay from Lego Fortnite. And he's talking about above you all. I found this absolutely hilarious. Let's listen to this.
I keep seeing on Twitter and other places where people still talking about me. Still the same old people have been talking.
See? Exactly what I was saying. He's been seeing on Twitter and other places people are still talking about him. Why should he give a fuck? If he's all out of fucks, why should he give a fuck what people are talking about him? This guy is obsessed with what other people are doing and saying about him.
Talking about me since 2016. Saying the same old dumb shit. We're taking you down. We're going to shut you up. We're going to get you off YouTube. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. When in all reality, you ain't going to do shit. Because I'm still here, and you've been trying ever since 2016. We were almost into 2020.
You know what's funny about that? What's hilarious about that whole statement he just made? Where he's like, y'all keep saying you're going to get me off YouTube. Y'all been trying, but I'm still here. Yeah. This is what, your 5th channel, Randy? Like, every time somebody goes boo, you hide your channel, you tell people, and he has to, I've seen this. He's told people countless times, I'm done with YouTube. I'm done with people attacking me and harassing my family. This is the last video I'm doing. After tonight, I'm deleting the channel. I'm deleting my social media. You're never going to see Randy again. I'm never coming back. Y'all won. And then he disappears for 2 weeks. 2 weeks maximum. He's disappeared for 2 weeks. He comes back. And he creeps around a little bit, but then when he comes back and people find out that he's back, right? And he goes back right on the train, doing the same shit, saying the same shit, and he'll keep it up. He'll keep it going for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then he'll quit again. It's a cycle. He does it. It's the Hubbard cycle. He does it over and over and over again. And not only that, videos that he puts up, he usually soon take them down. He takes them right back down, as if they never happened. It's a hilarious cycle.
5 now. You realize that's like 8 or 9 years that you've been trying the same old crap day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And you've got the same results, which is absolutely nothing. And you use the same threats. You make up stuff about me. You talk mad crap about me. Stuff that ain't even true. You put out fake crap about me. You threaten me. Tell me every December you're going to do this or do that to me or my family. All because you don't like me on YouTube. And in reality, you never do jack shit.
Sorry, my mic was muted. But yeah. You see where he sits there, he talks about people threatening him online? Let me play this little excerpt from you. This is his voice again. This was from, I don't know how many years ago. But this was a video that he put out there where he says people were threatening him, but listen to him.
Why you gotta take it offline? You know how dangerous that is? And how stupid that is? Big mistake. Biggest mistake ever. Just saying.
So, he mentions all that. And I don't know if you heard the clicks in the background. That's him cocking a gun. He's posted like 4 videos where he's shown his guns. Whether it was a pistol, a shotgun, whatever he owns. Now, I understand you could sit there and tell people, don't come to my house because something will happen. You know, there is nothing wrong with warning people and saying, hey, don't come to my house. It may get ugly. But this guy, he shows or cocks a gun on these videos telling people, I'm giving you this last warning as a threat. If you show up on my property, I'm going to shoot you. Like, I don't know what New York laws or how the New York laws work in that matter, but I don't think the police would like it much if you just randomly shot somebody who came on property. There's a video out there that he posted. He posted this on his Facebook. And the trolls got the video and they got it posted somewhere on YouTube as well. He posted a video from his camera, his Ring camera or whatever camera he has at his house. Apparently while he was away, somebody showed up at his house to pick something up. Didn't see it. Apparently there was something that was on Craigslist that somebody, that these trolls put back up there. This guy shows up, and coincidentally, Randy shows up behind him, pulls into his driveway, gets out, walks over and says, can I help you? And I don't know what the other guy's saying, but Randy's like, I ain't got shit. Get out of here. It's all fake. Get the fuck out of here. So he's pissed off at this guy who showed up, when you should be pissed off at the people who's been posting your stuff online. Why do the trolls keep posting shit of his online? Because he keeps going at the trolls. If he would have stopped long ago, if he would have stopped fucking with these trolls, he would have never lost his lawnmower. His adult daughter, who has kids, she lives in another residence somewhere. Apparently they know where she lives now, and they're sending people to her house knocking on her door and shit. And you know what the excuse that these trolls give? Because he keeps going at them. And that's what I've been telling this guy. Stop going at them. Ignore them. They'll stop. They'll go away. I've seen it happen. The same trolls that I dealt with, that Jeff's dealt with in the past, are the same ones that are dealing with him. They moved on from us because we don't pay them any mind. We don't mention them. We don't talk about them. We don't bring them up. We don't fucking monitor their shit. But Randy has no problem with doing any of that. Oh, fuck no. I want to play this one video. This is fucking hilarious. Now, if you think Randy crying over internet drama in a sense was hilarious, this is him really crying. I shit you not. And it's I just can't get enough of it. Oh, Christ, I can't barely hear it. Let me see if I can turn it up just a little bit more.
Hear me? I have nothing to apologize for. People like y'all have been doing this shit to me for about 5 years now, and I fucking had it. Y'all have been doing this shit to me for about 5 years now, and I fucking had it. Sure.
I don't know, can you hear it, or can you barely hear it? I don't know. I might have to play it on my phone. It might be a little too low on the speaker here. A little too low. I would have figured it would have been loud enough. Let's see here. Here we go.
Nothing to apologize for. Hear me? I have nothing to apologize for.
This is Randy.
People like y'all have been doing this shit to me for about 5 years now, and I fucking had it. Sure. Always me the bad guy, right? Always me. Always me. No, Isaac has been looking for a good excuse to get rid of me and keep me away for a long time now. You know, it is what it is. Whatever. Y'all go do your thing. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't even think of me. I no longer exist. That's what y'all wanted. Well, you fucking got it. I'm done. This bullshit. I lost Peachy. I lost Peachy of all people. Oh, you guys just sucked her up in the guest mob just to slap me in the face. That's all that was. That's the only reason you guys put her in over there. Just to fucking kick me while I'm down. I'm never gonna forget this. Karma will have her way. A lot of people will say it's just the internet to get over it. But you know, not everybody has a life away from the internet. My place I had friends. No, I had nothing. Nothing. No one. Thank you. I just hope y'all are happy. I've lost Peachy now, somebody I've known a long time to this bullshit. Because y'all set me up. Now I have nobody. Congratulations.
This is somebody, as you just heard, his friend that he's talking about, whoever calls herself Peachy, was an internet friend that he met over YouTube. And when I mentioned the Isaac guest earlier, yeah. So he's crying because somebody told her to stay away from Randy, and she stayed away from Randy, and it pissed him off. And then you sit there and say, okay, you see how he contradicts himself, right? He contradicted himself so fucking bad over the years. He forgets that was even a clip. That was a live stream clip. I remember being there that night listening to that god-awful show he did, right? So he sits there now and tells people, get off the internet. Get off your computers and your tablets. Go outside and touch the grass. Go for a drive. Go do something with your lives. When he just openly admitted in that clip from a live stream that he did 2-3 years ago, not everybody has a life outside the internet. So he contradicts himself so fucking badly. The only place where he had friends, the only place where he had people that he liked talking to, was on the internet. Was on YouTube. Wow. That truly is something. That is a middle-aged, 40-some-year-old man crying about losing a friend on the internet. Somebody who he's never met in real life. Never seen face-to-face. Pissed off that they decided, well, I'm done with you, Randy. Can you honestly see how pathetic this guy really is? Like, this is his entire life. He spent the last 8 years using YouTube as a platform to try to, make something of himself. Gets entangled with a lot of this YouTube drama bullshit. And where's he at now? Complaining that he has no fucks left to give. Complaining that he's all out of ideas for content and shit. Because people hate him. People, you know, still say shit about him. They're fucking obsessed with him and all. He is heavily obsessed with these people. If anybody's obsessed, it's this guy. And then when he says, I don't have ideas. I ran out of ideas. You see, like with me, I've told you guys in the past, my channel is going to be a mixed basket of a lot of different things. Podcasts, game streams, random vlogs, whatever. I always have ideas floating around for a new video. Even if it's something as little as looking through a fucking magazine that, you know, it's just entertaining for people, you know? You could find something to record. You could find something to do. And you have an audience for it. But he chose the path of internet drama. It's taken him down a road where he's not going to come back from. Because he is too obsessed with the people that hate him, that do not like him at all. That is truly sad and pathetic. And I feel like the person that I've dealt with myself, the one I talked about at the beginning, I feel like he would almost kind of be a Randy in a sense. Like, I know I've talked about him earlier. I've talked about him a couple other times, but do I monitor his shit? No. I know he hasn't uploaded in a while. How do I know that? Just out of curiosity, I checked recently. He hasn't really uploaded anything in a month. Is that bad? No, it doesn't affect me at all. I mean, I just feel like he's thrown something away that could have really got him up there if he was looking to keep his channel going, if he wanted to do something like that. You know, I gave him some followers. I gave him some attention. People were liking him. But his actions cost him some good shit. Cost him some good friends. Cost him a good bit. So, is he sitting there with his tail tucked up his ass? That's him. I'm not crying over it. I'm not galloping over it. I'm just sitting here doing what I'm doing. So, why can't somebody like this guy Randy do that? Just sit there, ignore all the shit, and just be you. Just do what you want to do. He can't do that. Because his head is so far up the drama's ass that he refuses to drop out like a turd. And we're approaching almost that 2-hour mark. And I know I spent so much time talking about one fucking guy on this Sunday morning. But you know what? It is what it is. I mean, I got that out there. You know, I said what I want to say about him. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, guys. When I come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit about Kamala Harris and the shit that's been going on 2 weeks before the election. So hang tight. See you in a minute.
Prison break, Gib. Who fled?
See how they run.
Stole $25 million from the Cuban mafia?
Kill him. See how they fly.
I don't want half. Half!
On July 19th,
Who? These people are trying to kill you.
see how they fled.
All right, half. That is it. We are even. No. Now we even.
Fled
Rated R. Starts Friday, July 19th.
Some people quit when they reach their threshold of pain. Some don't.
At Michelin, we believe a tire that's just good in the rain isn't good enough. Introducing the Michelin X1 with a 6-year, unlimited mileage tread life warranty. It gives you better wet traction than any rain tire and Michelin confidence in any driving condition. It has to, because the way we see it, you don't just cover a lot of miles, you cover a lot of weather. The Michelin X1.
This is for my grandfather, who always said I'd make the family proud. For my mom, who never let me out the door without my homework. For my dad, who worked the night shift to make our lives better.
Flight 3 Alpha. Spotted.
For myself. For my future.
The Eagle Vision is the first sedan in the world with the auto stick system. Porsche offers their version in a coupe. This German engineer will compare.
Du kennst mich doch. Ich liebe schwarz.
So what do you think, Goose?
Also, was denkst du denn, gut?
Das ist sehr gut. Ich meine, einfach zum automatisch,
He likes the choice of automatic or auto stick. Excellent handling without a clutch.
What's he think of Vision's price?
Hast du meine Gute? Er ist screwed.
No, we get the message. Thank you.
Now get $1,500 cash back on Eagle Vision TSI.
The new reloadable smart card. The future is happening now down under and on its way here. From MasterCard, it's smart money.
Homer gets a new job as Mr. Burns' assistant.
I think with bangs today.
On The Simpsons. Sunday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Silver Bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies! Good boy.
This summer, when it gets really hot, Dunkin' Donuts suggests you cool off with a cup of coffee. Iced coffee, that is. It's the coolest thing around. It's Dunkin' Donuts' world-famous coffee brewed from our premium beans and served ice cold.
It's very cool.
Now at Dunkin' Donuts, get an insulated summer sipper filled with 32 ounces of Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. It keeps things surprisingly cool.
Sunjet, shining brighter every day, presents this season's travel forecast. Clear.
Woo, and we're back. What's going on, everybody? Almost into second hour, third hour, whatever it is. You guys are watching us live on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and on TikTok. Hope you guys are live with me, liking the stream. I see Jeff is somewhere hiding in there. So, I'm going to play some videos for you guys. Now, there's one video I want to talk about in particular, and I really got to call this guy out on something. And this is hilarious. Listen to this shit. Where the fuck's the fizz?
Work 4 hours, it's going to be harder. I'm sorry. If you only want to work 4 hours, it's going to be harder for you to get a house. We busted our behinds. We had to bust our...
Hi, Whoopi. I'm Freddie. I run numbers on the internet, and I got to show you something. The minimum wage in 1980 was $3.10. It is now $7.25. The average salary was $12,500. It's now $59,000. And the median household income was $22,000, and now it's only $77,000 for a 3.5 times increase. However, rent was $243 on average. Now it is $1,900 for a 7.8 times increase. The median house price was $47,000. It is now $419,000 for an 8.9 times increase. And the big one, college, was $2,300. It is now $30,000, 13 times more expensive. Our median household income, to feel like they did back then, for rent should be $171,000 for the family. And for college, it'd be equivalent to our family making $286,000. And to remind everyone, the median household income is $77,000. So Whoopi, with all due respect, I think millennials and Gen Zs have it at least 8 to 10 times harder than you all did.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to those statistics, all right? So, I know Whoopi can blow some real bogus bullshit out her ass. That's what those women on The View do. They're all liberal, all Democrat, all Biden dick sucking, all Kamala cunt sucking liberals. Ones that are for pedophiles, that kind of thing, you know? But where this guy gets at with statistics, talking about how Gen Z have it much more harder than people did back in 1984 and all that shit. Now, there is some truth to it, don't get me wrong. But you gotta put yourself into perspective. Now, Whoopi came out and said if you only want to work 4 hours, that's not going to be enough. And that's true. In today's society, or any society growing up over the last 4 decades, working anything under 40 hours is not going to get you by at the minimum wage rate. It's not. Yeah, because minimum wage back in 1980s, like you said, it varies. It varies from state to state. It could have been nationwide, whatever. The minimum wage varies very differently. Some people could have been making $2, some could be making $3, some making $4, whatever. You would have to have a damn good career to get by in 1980s, just like today, sort of. But one thing that we got going on today that most likely they did not have back in the 80s, and somebody who grew up in the 80s like Jeff, you know, you can probably correct me on this if you're here. But one thing they did not have back in the 80s that we got today is inflation. Now, inflation has always been a thing. Inflation's always a fucking thing. No matter what era you're in, no matter what president you got, there's always some kind of inflation. So back then, things were as affordable as they could be. Now, when you're talking about rent back then was like $243 and shit, or for, you know, maybe for like a mortgage or something like that, compared to today, like, okay, I think it was rent he was talking about, like today, $1,900 for a rent. Well, if you're talking about apartment buildings, so apartments, they've gotten a lot more complex in the last 4 decades. Like, you got apartments that are really fucking fancy looking, you know, they're 2 fucking bedrooms and shit like that. And yeah, they're going to be, you know, $1,900, especially if electric is included, utilities are included, all that kind of stuff, because that kind of stuff has gone up in price in the last 4 days, especially electric, because of the resources that they are using to supply the electric to you. So, yes, that shit's going to increase over the years regardless, and that stuff is tacked on to your rent. So yeah, back in the day, $243 may not seem like much today. Back then it was a good bit, because yes, like just like today, back then people were struggling to save money as is. It wasn't easy for people to save money back in the day. Like back in the 60s or 70s, people were making fucking nickels and dimes. What are we doing now? Like minimum wage, okay, where I'm at in Maryland, minimum wage is at least $17 an hour right now. And there's still places like Pennsylvania, and Jeff has told me this, Pennsylvania, some areas, their minimum wage is still $7.25 somewhere. How in the fuck are we in today's society where some places are still $7.25 for minimum wage when other places, they've upped the ante? They've upped the ante. People, you cannot live off of $7.25. I was living off of $7.25 back in 2005. I was working 40 hours a week. I was getting paid weekly. That was nowhere near enough for anything. Barely a fucking phone bill if you had an expensive phone back then, maybe, you know, car insurance or whatever. That's barely enough for anything. So yeah, I would have been struggling back then too. It's just, it amazes me how people can have such an ideology for things, who think they know shit, can sit there and be like, oh yeah, you didn't struggle back in 1984. You didn't struggle. We're struggling now. Motherfucker, everybody struggles. Every decade, every single year, whatever the fucking economy is sitting at, whatever the demographic, people struggle. I struggled. I'm still fucking struggling. People are struggling more now because they got the wrong vote in the fucking White House in 2020. Trump told you all Biden was going to raise rates. He's going to cause inflation. He warned us all. You all rigged that motherfucker in office, and guess what? We lived 4 years with bad inflation. Prices of food have gone up. Prices of gasoline has gone up. Price of living's gone up. There are people out there that are trying to sacrifice shit and say, oh, what do we live with? Do we live with electric and stay warm, or do we live without electric and just be able to barely eat what we got? It's like you had to pick and choose. Do you eat or do you sleep another night in warmth? That is the sad nature of things right now. We're fucking living through it because we have a very incompetent person in the placement of president who has really fucked this country over greatly. And we got another one on the way. If this motherfucker gets rigged in there, if Kamala gets rigged in there, it's going to be worse. So how can somebody like this guy compare today to 1984 and saying that the Gen Zers have it much worse? Well, here's another thing, too. A lot of these kids, fresh out of high school, they don't want to spend their time working. They don't want to work full 40-hour-a-week jobs. They don't want to fucking work, period. Hell, there's videos of these idiots on TikTok and Instagram and shit crying that they have to work more than have to work 8 hours a day. I've seen it. Videos of these little bitches crying, I had to work 8 hours today. It was horrible. Oh, fucking well, get over yourself. It's a job. Your parents have jobs. Your grandparents had jobs. Your great-grandparents had jobs. Your neighbors have jobs. Get the fuck over yourself. Well, because you can't sit on the phone all day TikToking away, talking with your buddies and shit. You can't go hang out at places, hang at the mall or whatever. There's times to be doing that. But right now is the time where school has prepped you for life. There's no more school unless you continue college, but other than that, you got to do something with your life. Mommy and daddy is not going to baby you till you're fucking 60 and dying. Oh no. I look at a lot of sad motherfuckers in my life and I'm like, hey, what are these people going to do when their parents die and they have no meaning to life? Like they haven't really, done much with their life to even really matter, Maybe just sitting at home, wasting away, watching TV, not making a buck, not going outside that door and touching grass like Planet Randy says, What are they going to do when mommy and daddy die? They're fucked. They're not going to live in that house because eventually nobody's going to pay the electric bill. Electric's going to get shut off. You're not going to have any running water. You're not going to have any money to eat. Hell, that house, guess what? The county or the state's going to, the banks are going to take it back. And they're going to put it right back on the market and resell it. So there goes your place of staying. So you're going to have to find a bridge somewhere to live under. Fight some other homeless guy for a fucking cardboard box and a blanket, you know? That's going to be your life. Unless you do something about it. But these kids today, they're too fucking spoiled. They're too fucking lazy to get out there and do shit. They don't want to make a fucking buck doing something. That's why when you drive through these fucking McDonald's restaurants and shit, you see these motherfuckers on their phones or lounging around bullshitting around. That's why your order's getting fucked up. They don't want to work. They want a paycheck, but they don't want to fucking do the job. So what happens when they don't work? They get fired. Then they bitch about getting fired. Well, you should have done the job that you were hired for. That's what I gotta say. But like I said, with this guy comparing statistics of today to back in the 80s, like, I'm sorry to say, even though I cannot stand Whoopi Goldberg, she's right. You know, she was sitting there, you cannot work 4 hours a day and get by. You can't. There are people out there that are working 2 jobs and still can't get by. And this was no matter what era you come out of. That's the way of life. That guy must be a fucking millennial. I mean, I know I'm on a millennial, but I'm on a much more smarter scale of millennials compared to people like that. So let me take a look at another video. This one, I forgot where I found this one. I don't think this is a long one. I hope it ain't.
I've got a question.
Here we go.
How do we go from this?
And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
To this.
I am President of the United States. I will sign into law the protections for reproductive freedom.
If you're voting Democrat and Kamala Harris based on that lie she just said, you are an uneducated voter. Did you know that the 10th Amendment states that government can't interfere with state government? The Supreme Court made a ruling. That's it. That is it. There's nothing Biden can do. There's nothing that Kamala Harris can do to change that. It's done. Now, what you need to think about if you're a Democrat that was going to vote Biden, now Kamala Harris, is ask yourself this serious question. Why did they not codify Roe versus Wade before the Supreme Court overturned it? Biden ran on protecting Roe versus Wade back in 2020. He's talking about, if I'm elected again, I'll pass, you're not doing shit, old man. Barack Obama, who I voted for, 2-term president. He too, both times, ran on protecting Roe versus Wade. Didn't do it. And I'll say this, since I did vote for him in 2008. Democrats had the White House, the House, and the Senate, all 3 at one time. Republicans could not have done a thing to stop it. That's how Obamacare got passed. They didn't do it. Now, I'm old enough to remember Bill Clinton, another 2-term Democrat president. He also, both campaigns, ran on protecting abortion rights. He didn't do anything either. Neither did the Democrats then. See, the reason why they don't do it is because they don't want it protected any more than Republicans do. Because if it got protected, they would not have a talking point that was so sensitive and that people have strong feelings about either way of this coin. Just like cancer. Big Pharma is not going to cure cancer because if they did, their customers would stop. I'm a 2-time bone cancer survivor. I know damn well, after seeing the costs of it, the stuff just to keep me alive, they would never sell a cure. You codify Roe versus Wade, you no longer have a talking point that is such a hot topic with people. And then the only thing they would have to talk about is race. That's literally the two things that Democrats talk about anyway. If you think for a second that Kamala Harris is going to protect abortion and get it back to a federal thing, you are sadly mistaken and super uninformed. There's a reason why no Democrat before her, or Biden, or Obama, or Clinton, they even went back as far as Jimmy Carter, and he was talking about protecting women's reproductive rights. It's been a talking point forever, yet they never have done anything. When they start talking about protecting women's rights, the bullshit meter should go off in your head. And how do I know this? Well, I was a former Democrat, and I've seen it enough times. It comes up every election cycle, and nothing ever gets done, even when Democrats win. Actions speak louder than words. They all say it, they never do it.
Exactly. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Roe versus Wade and all that shit. I know it deals with abortion and women's rights and stuff like that. And I know a lot of men feel probably differently, or some will feel the same that women do. But here's the thing. As a man, I can't get into a conversation about Roe v. Wade or abortion rights, because the male body is much different than the female body. Yes, to all you TikTokers out there, there's only two genders. Remember that. Remember that. There is no more than two genders. There's only two genders of the sex. Remember that. Wallow and weep in your tears. So, while the male body is different than the female body, and we can study the anatomy of the female body in school, we can read about it on the internet, we can find books about it, but the man will never truly understand a woman's emotions when it comes to having a child, or when a child is aborted, or when a woman miscarries and the child dies in the fetus. We will never understand and know the pain that a woman goes through to have a child, or when they lose a child. We will never understand what it's like to have that child killed off and removed from their body. That's why there's usually an argument or two when it comes to abortion, when men try to have a say in what they feel their needs of abortion is. You know, are they for it? Are they against it? Whatever. Yes, I understand, coming from a man's perspective, if a man impregnates a woman that they love or intend to have a child with, and maybe the woman doesn't want to have that child. Maybe the woman feels much more differently than a man does. And I could see where the man's like, well, don't I get a say in this? Like, my child is inside of you. Maybe I want to have a child. Or maybe the woman didn't feel like having kids yet. So there's a few factors with that. You know, if a man wants to have a child, be in a relationship that is committed, where both parties are dedicated to the same outcome. Or, I know the men are afraid to use them. They hate using those little things. Same thing with women. Women hate how they feel. Go to your local gas station. They come in packs of 3, small box. Prices may vary, might be $5, might be $6 for it, for 3. Get a box of Trojan condoms and wear the fucking things. Ladies, don't want to have kids? Go down the same route. Get something. Birth control, those little things. I don't know what the fuck they like. I don't know what the fuck they call them. You have somebody put them up inside your uterus to block the semen from going in or whatever. You know. That or keep your legs closed. If you don't want to have children, if you don't want to go through all that shit, I hate to say it, but the truth hurts. Anybody will say that same shit. Keep your legs closed. Or men, keep your zippers closed. That's the sad and harsh reality of that. That's what I could say right there. But as far as it comes to abortion rights and all, like I said, I cannot state an opinion about it. Because it's a very hard topic. It's a very controversial topic to talk about. Or as this guy said, and it's the truth. It's 100% truth. If you take away that, if the Democrats were to decide to rectify it or whatever, they wouldn't have a talking point when it came to the elections. Because they know people feel more sensitive about Roe versus Wade and abortion. They know it's a hot topic to talk about. Just like you said, same thing with cancer. Cancer? Do we have a cure for cancer? We might. We might have a cure for cancer. I'm pretty sure it's out there. Why don't we have it out in public? Well, let's see. Big pharmas are making lots of money off of us idiots. Every day, every week, month, year. Making money off of us with antibiotics. Different treatments, different medications that they give us. They're sitting on top of the cure for cancer. They don't want to give it because they're making big fucking bucks, so why bother? You know, people have been talking about for so many decades, we're going to find a cure for cancer one day. Motherfucker, they already have it. They have a cure for cancer. They ain't going to tell you. They ain't going to put it out there. And if they did, if they cured cancer in every fucking country in this world, if they had a cure for cancer and they cured everybody, Big Pharma runs out of money. They're not going to be making money off of medications and treatments and shit anymore. Putting them out of fucking business. So that's their way of scamming money out of you all. Hide the cure for cancer. So those are two big talking points, abortion and cancer. And then he led to another one. It's another good one, like we're looking at right fucking now. We're literally looking at right fucking now, and it leads me into the next video. Race. When it comes to elections, this election is about race. White versus black, or whatever the fuck she calls herself. But not only that. Then you got Obama, who should have no fucking business whatsoever with this election. He should have no business whatsoever with it. But he's made it his business. And this is what one guy had to say about it.
I'm playing with Barack Obama. You heard what Barry said. I had to listen to that video a couple of times before I gave my reaction. Let me start off by saying this, and I know that we all can agree on what I'm about to say. The only time these people, and when I say these people, I mean politicians, care about what we think about, what we feel about, and what we want to do when it's time to vote for them. Other than that, we don't hear from them. They don't do nothing for us. They don't say nothing to us until it's time for us to vote. And I'm not just talking about Democrats. I'm talking about Democrats, and I'm talking about Republicans. Truth of the matter is this, all right? Barack, as a grown man, you can't tell another grown man what to do. You can't do that. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you how to vote. I can't tell you what you should do because you black and I'm black. The problem is everybody, and I'm speaking about everybody, want all of us to think with one brain. It don't go like that. Some people gonna vote Republican. Some people gonna vote Democrat. It is what it is. Do what you feel like doing. But don't come up here talking about, yo, black man. Yo, listen, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. And on top of all that, you ain't nobody's father. Who you talking to? Your two daughters? What's wrong with you? If you're doing what you're supposed to do, people gonna vote for you. Simple and plain. Vote for who you want to vote for. Don't try and steer the vote by putting pressure on people. You can't put pressure on nobody using aggressive words and terms like you a gangster. You ain't no gangster. Who you talking to? Who father you is?
That's true words. He nailed it right on the head. So a couple weeks ago, within the last couple weeks, Obama was meeting with a group of black people, black voters. And he was telling them. He wasn't asking them. He wasn't, well, he probably was bribing them. Who the fuck knows? But this is somebody who he was 2-term president. Fucked the country up greatly. Fucked it up greatly and financially. People may say he was the best president. No, he wasn't shit. Obama wasn't shit. He wasn't shit then. He's not shit now. He's trying to get himself infused and involved in this election with Kamala because she's a person of color. Yeah. So you're going to go to a group of black people at a rally or whatever, and you're going to tell them that they need to vote for Harris. They need to. Asking them, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Y'all need to vote for this woman. Really? Let me see if I can find that video. I want to play that video. I know it's going to probably piss me off in a way. Let's see. Obama tells people to vote. I got to find that video. Here it is. After this fucking... I hate ads. That's the worst thing that fucking YouTube would do is put unskippable ads. All right, hold on.
About sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable.
This man talking all this shit about fucking Trump. Saying that fucking Trump was doing all this and that. Yeah, Obama rips Trump. Chides black women over excuses for not voting for Harris. Here's the full video. It's 5 minutes long.
I'm going to go ahead and just say, speak some truths, if you don't mind. Yes. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act, so everybody's got help here, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out? But, you know, because of Pookie might be. And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody you are talking to in a barbershop, anybody you are talking to in your house, in your family, at church, who is coming with that kind of attitude, I think you have to ask them, well, how can that be? Because the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not.
That is fucking sickening of this piece of shit. Barack Hussein Obama is a sick piece of dog shit. And I know TikTok just threatened me with a possible violation. If you know what, TikTok, go fuck yourself, alright? Because everything that I've been posting on here, everything I've been fucking seeing on here is all fact. Is all based true. That came from this man's fucking mouth. Obama is sitting there degrading black Americans because they're voting for Trump, while sitting there blatantly lying some of the most disgusting fucking shit, saying that Trump berated black Americans for so many years. I'll be right back.
Better wet traction than any rain tire, and Michelin confidence in any driving condition. It has to, because the way we see it, you don't just cover a lot of miles, you cover a lot of weather. The Michelin X1.
This is for my grandfather, who always said I'd make the family proud. For my mom, who never let me out the door without my homework. For my dad, who worked the night shift to make our lives better.
Flight 3 Alpha. Spotted.
For myself. For my future.
And I'm back, guys. I had to step away to get something to drink. Refreshing now. But yeah, let's move back a little bit on that for a little bit. So this piece of shit is going to sit there and berate Trump over the things that Trump supposedly is. He forgot the amazing things that Trump did back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the black community, who stood alongside icons like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and such. Donated several thousands or millions of dollars to the black communities and all. Yeah, he berated black people, all right. Trump is the biggest racist piece of shit of all time, but yet there is no proof. There is zero proof that Trump has ever said or done anything racial towards the black community. There's no proof out there at all. And to those of you at TikTok and your TikTok system, you can fact check that all you want because you'll never find anything to fact check with. Because it is all true. Trump is not racist. You think he's racist? Why? Because he called the C-19 the China virus. It is a Chinese virus. It originated in fucking China. That's where all those viruses come from. It's the fucking Asia and Middle East and shit. Only this one was formed in a fucking lab. It has been proven. Yeah, it's been proven by fucking Fauci and shit. Look that shit up. Because he called the virus the China virus. The China virus. He wants to put the wall up itself to keep have Mexico pay for it. Oh, is that fucking racist? No. It means that nobody's going to come into this fucking country illegally. If you want to come into this country, you got to do the legal process, which has been done for so many fucking years, so many decades. You want to become an American, you got to do it properly. Just like if you go anywhere else, if you go over to the UK, I'm very sure the UK has a similar process. If you want to become a resident of the United Kingdom, you would have to fill out some kind of green passport or green pass or whatever, have to fill out some kind of verification to live in that country. That's the same everywhere else. So how is Trump racist? Then you're going to sit here and tell him that he berates women, he rapes women, he beats women and shit like that. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? One fucking Playboy centerfold to come out? Let me tell you something about women, okay? And we've been watching this for the last, 10 years or so with different cases, especially Bill Cosby's case. You know how many women out there will cry rape and actually was never raped at all? It's happened. I know women. I know women who have done that. Men do it too, yes. Men, you're not off the hook for it. But a lot of which, women, they have come out and cried rape. They have told people, he raped me, he touched me, he did this, he did. All for financial gain. All for financial gain. Only to find out it's never happened to them. So what happens? They just have an innocent man locked away in prison for life. Or they paid out their entire fucking bank account to them and now they're broke-ass poor living in a gutter somewhere. That's the true sad reality of that shit. But yeah, Trump berates women. He berates the black community, yeah. All because Obama has said so. Messiah Obama. But you know what? The black community looked at your dumb ass and laughed. Just because you come out and tell them that they need to vote for Kamala, that they support a supposed racist, you think they're going to fucking change their vote? No, motherfucker. They hated your ass when you were in office. They definitely hated Biden's ass. Look at what he did to the fucking country. And they all know what Kamala's going to fucking do. Here's another video about this whole shit show.
We've gotten to a point in this presidential campaign, folks, where desperation has set in. I take no joy in reporting that one of our presidential candidates has committed a crime. You know what? Actually, I do take joy in it. I'm sorry. I do take joy in the fact that she's this desperate and pathetic that this is what she's resorting to. Yesterday, a story leaked about John Kelly, the former chief of staff and a general. And the story was that Trump said some things, I can't say the name, but about the former German leader in the 40s, and that he wanted to have generals like him.
All right, now, mind you all, and I know TikTok would probably flag it for misinformation. Yeah, well, eat my ass. Because Harris really did say this shit. She really did come out and say this. She tried to sit there and say that Trump stated that he wanted generals and militaries like what Hitler had and shit like that back in the day. Nothing of that was ever said. Right now, Democrats know they are losing. They're losing this election. This is a last-minute scramble put together by these idiots, this think tank of morons, including Harris, to come up with some of the most blatant lies about Trump, hoping that the media can pass him off, and hoping that you, the idiot voter who was going to vote for Kamala, believes him.
Well, that story's been roundly debunked by every single person in that room.
Yes. Every person in that room has debunked that whole theory, except for one person.
Except John Kelly.
Yes, John Kelly. I don't know who the fuck John Kelly is, but he can suck Hubbard's dick all day long.
Same John Kelly who has had a grudge against former President Trump from the day he left office. Mercedes Schlapp of CPAC said she used to work for Kelly and doesn't believe a word of this. She said he's a bitter man, lying in a last-ditch effort, looking at the polls, realizing that Harris is finished.
Let me look this dumb motherfucker up. John Kelly. Who the fuck is this stupid son of a bitch? He's a white snowflake motherfucker. That's who he is. John F. Kelly. Oh, what a Democratic piece of motherfucking shit he is. Yeah, he's a former political advisor, retired U.S. Marine Corps general. Yeah, he needs to have his fucking medals pulled. Oh, he was a chief of staff for Trump. Really? He was the White House chief of staff for Trump from 2017 to 2019. He was previously been Secretary of Homeland Security in the Trump administration. So let's see, what happened after that, though? Civil War remarks. Donald Trump's comments. Here we go. The comments of Hitler. Let's see. According to a 2021 book by Wall Street Journal reporter Michael Bender in his book, frankly, we did win this election. No, the fuck y'all didn't. It was rigged, but let's go on. During 2018 trip to France to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the end of the World War I, then President Donald Trump told Kelly, well, Hitler did some good things, specifically pointing the recovery of Germany's economy in the 1930s. The story was first reported on July 6, 2021. The next day, Trump's spokesperson denied the former president praised Hitler, calling the claim totally false. Kelly also recalled Trump saying, I need this kind of generals like Hitler had during the meeting in the White House, and insisted that they were totally loyal to him after Kelly pointed out that they had tried to kill him multiple times. So Kelly, okay, I thought he was Democrat. He might be fucking Democrat now. I don't. Oh, he's independent. Oh, he was independent under Obama, I think. I don't fucking know. So this get that motherfucker's face off my goddamn screen there. Jesus Christ. So this guy sitting there making these claims that Trump praised Hitler, right? Now let me see. And there are people that I have talked to about this in agreement. Now, if Trump said that Hitler did do good things, let me tell you all, and this is probably going to piss a lot of you guys off, but just hang tight. In a sense, Adolf Hitler did do some good things back in those days. He did do some good things. Now, I'm not talking about the Holocaust and the extermination of the Jews and everything else. That was, completely horrific, and yes, he deserved to die for that shit. Yes, he did. But there were some things that happened before that, I want to say, that people say that he was good at. When it came to the economy of Germany, he helped the economy thrive a little better over in Germany as a leader. And that's probably like the only good thing that he was praised for, was how he handled the economy over there. No, he was not praised for hiring all these generals to commit this genocide of Jewish people and the Holocaust happened during the war. No. That shit's tragic. It's horrific. Yes, it needs to be taught more and more in schools. Kids need to know more and more about their history and all. But when it comes to that, even as I stated at the beginning of the program, the guy, I do not want to fucking mention his name. We've even had a show where he was like, yeah, there's some bad people out there who have actually done some good in their lives that had meaning to it. Whereas there are some good people out there that have done some bad things in their lives too. Vice versa. Did Hitler do some good things? He probably did. Before the whole World War II bullshit happened. But yeah, when he had his generals, his military and all start going in and snatching up and kidnapping Jewish people and other different people that didn't fit his criteria and hauling away into camps. Yeah. He should have been nuked that day. It took a couple years, but we finally got the motherfucker, you know? But for this John Kelly to sit there and say that Trump was praising his military, saying he wished he had more generals like Hitler had, I highly doubt that.
Looking at the polls and trying a desperation move. And you know what? Take a look online. Take a look on X and YouTube and Facebook and all these other places. Nobody's believing it. It reeks of desperation. But what Harris did today, after all of this, was actually criminal. Here's what she did. That was the backstory. Here's what Harris did. By the way, before I get to what Harris did, does anybody, seriously, if you're watching this, suddenly, 2 weeks before an election, after all these years, suddenly, John Kelly remembers that Trump said this? Well, let me ask you a question, Mr. Kelly. He of such high moral standards. If I were the chief of staff and I heard the President of the United States say that, I'd quit on the spot and tell the American people what was said.
Yep.
But you didn't do that, did you? Why didn't you do that, Mr. Kelly? Because it probably never happened. I got to say probably for legal reasons. Probably never happened, did it, Mr. Kelly? You bitter old man. And Kamala Harris, you pathetic loser. Yeah, loser. Cratering in the polls. And this act of desperation today goes in front of the national audience with the vice presidential seal on the podium in front of her at the official residence of the vice president at the Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C., and gives a pathetic campaign speech about what John Kelly said. Oh, you won't have people like John Kelly to rein in Trump anymore if he was to win the presidency again. Oh, we got to believe people like John Kelly. You're pathetic. You're a pathetic loser with no plan for the economy, for the people of this country, for illegal immigration, for anything Americans care about, for the rising crime that people have to deal with every day. You have no plan. Your only plan is I'm not Trump, and look at how horrible Trump is. You should be ashamed of yourself, and when Trump becomes the president again, you should be charged and prosecuted for this violation of the Hatch Act. I'm not even going to show you the video. I had the video of her talking. I'm not even going to show it. I'm not going to help her promote her debunked lies about former President Trump. I am absolutely furious about this. And I know you guys don't see me like this all the time. I try to keep my composure. But I'm telling you right now, and tell your friends, you're going to see 2 weeks of bombshell stories about Trump that they're going to swear are true. And they're going to report in the media as true with no fact-checking. And then around January or February, oh gosh, we got that wrong. Fact-checking showed it was wrong. Mm-hmm. They don't care. They just want you to believe it for the next 2 weeks. Guys, let me know what you think about this whole thing.
Yeah. That is a narrative that the whole Kamala Harris brigade is pushing. They're pushing to spread all these lies out through whatever news media network is going to cover it. They want to hurt Trump's reputation. They want to hurt the man in any which way they can. And they think the biggest one of all is, oh, Trump supports Adolf Hitler. He wants generals and corporals and captains like Hitler had and shit. Debunked. All because of this one fucking guy who worked under him. And I can't believe that motherfucker was like, what, head of fucking Homeland Security? No wonder we got so many fucking illegals in this goddamn country. It's not just because of fucking Biden and Harris flooding them in here to rig the election. Oh, no. Look who the head of Homeland Security was. Goddamn. John Kelly. What a fucking joke that guy was. But yeah, for Kamala to sit there and say what the fuck she said about him, and it just continues on. It just continues on with a bunch of dumb fucking shit. Here's one where it said, oh, Kamala admits defeat in desperate press conference. She knows that Trump will win. Let's listen to this one.
So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had.
You know they losing, bro. John, can you write this letter so we can do a press conference 10 days before the election? This is not come out. I don't know if anybody says nothing about this Hitler thing until right now. Now he comes out with a op-ed or something.
He commented more than once that, that Hitler did some good things too. And of course, if you know history, again, I think he's lacking in that. But if you know what Hitler was all about, it'd be pretty hard to make an argument that he did anything good.
So what would you say when he said to you that Hitler did a lot of good things?
Well, I tell him that. I said, first of all, you should never say that. But if you knew what Hitler was all about from the beginning to the end, everything he did was in support of his racist, fascist life, philosophy, so that nothing he did you could argue was good. It was.
How's Jeff? Jeff's doing pretty good. I don't know if you caught any of his shows. He had a show yesterday. I hopped on there with him for a little bit. We did a couple good prank calls on there. If you want to check that out, that's still up on his Twitch. But yeah, so John Kelly's sitting here saying that Adolf Hitler from beginning to end was like this. Oh, okay, so you mean to tell me as a kid he always dreamed about burning Jews in a fucking oven and shit? Like, come on, like, Hitler was somebody before the whole Holocaust shit, before the fucking World War II and all that, Like I said, he may have done some good stuff before the Holocaust and shit, he had the economy was thriving in Germany and shit like that, but, when he started invading other countries like Poland and shit, and then he had his military go out there and round out fucking people, including Jewish people, and taking them to Holocaust camps, taking all these to the concentration camps. I mean, the Holocaust. The Holocaust is the event, the whole thing that happened. The concentration camps is where they've taken them to. But it seems like John Kelly. How is this guy? How is he in the fucking Marines? How is he a fucking general? How is this guy head of Homeland Security years ago? This motherfucker don't even know his history pretty good. Seems like the only thing that he knows about Hitler is, oh, he killed a bunch of Jews and stuff. Maybe he should read up on the fucking history for Hitler. Like I said, shit, even once. Okay, looking at bad people doing good shit, okay? Take a look at the story of Lucifer, Satan. It is said that Satan was once up in the garden of heaven, the heavenly garden and all. Maybe not just as a snake and all, but he was like one of right-hand man or something like that to God. I forgot what it was, something like that. But yeah, Satan is a fallen angel. He lost his wings or whatever. God banished him and he fell to hell. That became his reign. That was down there in hell. That kind of thing. It just shows that, bad people have done or tried to do good things in their life and it didn't turn out all that well. Or maybe it did help them and benefit them in some way. I don't know. So did TikTok finally? Yes, he did. Ha ha ha. Oh, TikTok has finally discontinued the stream after I was speaking truth. Wow. As you guys are hearing me right now, I'm speaking truth. I stated truth. TikTok did not like it. TikTok ended my fucking stream. Wow, what a bunch of bitches. That's what I gotta say. TikTok is, they are nothing but a bunch of bitches. Look at this shit, okay? Let me read this loud. Oh, a new strike was added. You received a strike on a recent violation. Multiple strikes can cause account suspension. Oh, violation. Civic and election integrity. So, for some reasons, his last episode is not up. It may have gotten taken down. Well, let me check that for you there real quick, Kool-Aid Man. If I can find a tab. And I go to Jeff's last show here. Alright, video was... Huh. That is interesting. Those are recent uploads. That is interesting. Usually his streams would be still up and about. I'm going to have to mention that to Jeff. Thanks for bringing it up, Kool-Aid Man. That is weird because even if you follow him or subscribe to him, usually the server will keep his last 2 streams up for like, I think it's like 10 days or 15 days or something like that. But yeah, even last night's is gone. I'm going to definitely bring that up to Jeff. That is weird. So I'm going to go over here to the TikTok app and I'm going to reinstate my stream on there. They flagged the motherfucker for civil and election integrity. When everything I just stated was fucking fact and it's on the internet. That just shows how much of big bitches TikTok really is. That truly is fucking sad. Your first violation won't be counted as a strike and only serves as a warning. Really? Let's see. Appeal submitted. Wonder if I can go live again. I don't fucking know. That is funny. I'm sitting here live with you guys and fucking TikTok strikes me. All because I spoke truth and shit. I like it. I really do. Let's see. Create. There's no live section on the studio here. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere, like, because usually they'll post like your analytics and stuff, but also talk about the different strikes and shit. Like, can you go live and shit like that? There's account updates. So I bet you if I go live again, it won't fucking let me go live on TikTok. I guarantee it. But we'll try again in a little bit because I plan on going live anyway again. That is sad. TikTok, you a bunch of big bitches on the internet and stuff. That is just funny. So if TikTok goes under, so what? Fuck them. Well, let's continue this video real quick.
Certainly not done for the right reason. And, but he would occasionally say that.
What would he say when you would lay that out to him?
You just, that'd be the end of the conversation usually.
And now she has to do a press conference.
Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military.
Where the fuck did that come from? That the United States is his enemy from within. She is coming up with some of the most bogus bullshit I have ever heard. And this is somebody who's running for fucking president. This is somebody who's been on fucking panels, who's had interviews with fucking news networks and shit. Who could not answer simple fucking questions about what she's going to do with her policies, what's she going to do for the country, how's she going to handle the economy. What were her answers? Donald Trump, Donald Trump. This stupid cunt is so obsessed with fucking Trump. It's sickening. She doesn't give a fuck about this country. All she cares about is beating Trump, putting him in jail where he belongs, and then the Democrats can do whatever the fuck they want. So let's continue making these fake fucking allegations against Trump. Let's keep making the fucking public believe this stupid bullshit.
To go after American citizens. And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within, like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election.
I will have to say this. Even though I just appealed the removal of my stream on TikTok, the appeal was just approved and I won. However, I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to stream on there. We shall see a little bit later. I plan on streaming again. But that is sad that TikTok had to silence me for that little bit of time. And over what? Over something that people have been posting on your fucking platform for fucking weeks and months? But yet you hate my opinion on it? Get bent, bitches.
Officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews.
Oh, y'all. The irony of this is insane to me. They're saying that this man is trying to personally use the military and do all this other stuff against the citizens. They installed this woman. Nobody voted for Kamala Harris to be the presidential nominee. Not one vote. To me, that's a threat to democracy. Not one person voted for her. The bureaucrats selected her. The people had no chance, no candidates, no competition, nothing. They just said, we're going to pick her to run the country on our behalf. And this woman, it's so crazy to me. I don't know how they don't get sued over this stuff. He wants the military to be for his personal use. They have no evidence that Trump said any of this. No video recording, no audio recording. They have no evidence that Trump actually said this. They are holding a press conference because a man wrote an article and said that he said this. They have no evidence. They just flat out said that he said he want people like Hitler had.
And hundreds of thousands of Americans. All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is.
You're losing.
This is a window into who Donald Trump really is. From the people who know him best. From the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one and vowed to use the military as his personal militia
Talking points.
to carry out his personal and political vendetta.
I gotta stop that. Every fucking time that dumb bitch speaks, my fucking stomach churns. She is literally sitting there telling people during a press conference that if Trump takes office, day one is going to be like fucking World War II again. He's going to use the military to go after people, to arrest people. Probably even put them in concentration camps. This lie, this blatant bullshit, is the most insane from this fucking administration. This is something that fucking Biden couldn't even come up with if he could. That's sad. Even though Biden recently came out and said, Trump needs to be jailed right away. He needs to be in jail as of right now. He needs to be... For what? For what? He beat all his fucking charges. Everything they threw at him in goddamn court, he beat. What does he need to be fucking arrested for? For calling Kamala a retard? She is a retard. Like, what is their pursuit in this whole thing that's just put together? What is their fucking pursuit of this shit? I think there's one other thing I can play here. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to play one more at least. And I want you all to... I'm going to play two more things. So, when it comes to this administration trying to bribe and call out on people to make the right choice when they go out and vote. Tell me this isn't some bullshit right here.
Do you guys think this is normal for them to bring politics into school? And if they vote for, I live in California by the way, but if you vote for Kamala Harris, then you're gonna get a pizza party. But if you vote for Donald J. Trump, apparently you are excluded.
They said that my teacher was screaming at us saying the other class was voting Trump. So they don't get to use the paper patches, not the school supplies for the girls. They don't get to use the computers, the chargers, or the, what's it called it? The scrunchies, the deodorant, or stuff like that.
Okay, so you guys don't get to use this stuff. It's okay. And then what was said about the pizza party?
That we don't get the pizza party because only the kids that only our class that voted Kamal get to eat the pizza party, but some of the kids didn't vote for Kamal, they voted for Trump.
So then what's going to happen to them?
They're not going to be included. Only the kids that voted for Kamal.
Hello. So, before I continue the rest of this video, tell me how sickening that is when you fucking get kids involved in this bullshit. Even somebody posted in the comments section of this video, go to the principal immediately. This is illegal. If they won't do anything about it, go to the school board. Why are we having teachers, educators, telling kids, elementary school kids, if you vote for Kamala Harris, we will get a pizza party and you'll get all kind of little goodies and shit. But if you vote for Trump, you won't get anything. How dare this fucking teacher? And I think it's just one teacher that did it. But how dare they include in their elementary school kids involved in this fucking electric scandal? Like, this is some sick Democratic bullshit. If my kid's school did this, I'd be breaking the fucking doors down with a bat, ready to lunge on somebody. This is the kind of shit that pisses me off when you bring our kids into it.
So I had a couple questions for you. So I heard that Giselle was telling me that you had mentioned that the kids that are not going to attend the pizza party are the kids who voted other than Kamala.
Wait, say it again?
That you had told the class that whoever votes for Kamala will get a pizza party, but those that don't will not be included in the pizza party.
For Harris?
Yeah.
What period is your daughter in?
I am not sure.
So I believe only one period 5, had a majority for Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and to follow that same spirit, because the Democrats are more for feeding the hungry, free medical care, free more services, just pay higher taxes, that I'll be willing to buy pizza for the class.
Okay.
What did she say? Said
you are willing to buy pizza for the class for those who win with Harris, right?
For those that voted for Harris?
Yeah.
Is she in period 5? If she's not in period 5, we're just doing a regular day.
Oh, okay. So
if she's in period 5, it's the entire class.
Giselle, what period are you with this teacher? 5. So she is in period 5.
Okay. So I'm going to try for tomorrow for pizza, if not Friday.
So the other classes, because they did not vote for Harris, they're not going to get pizza?
Yeah. Well, they can. They just do what the conservatives do, which pay for yourself.
Oh, that's fine. Can I take some pizza for those other classes?
For those other classes? What do you mean?
The ones that voted for Trump.
You can.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am a little bit upset. I'm extremely upset because if this was the other way around, and I were to go to people's houses and I'm like, hey, do you want a bag of food? Who did you vote for? You know, like, this is not Cuba. Like that's not okay to do. You know, like
I don't think Cuba they have the right to vote though.
Exactly. So if there's a right to vote in this country, we should be able to vote for whoever we want with no prices in return.
Yeah, I agree.
So if this teacher can sit there and say that they agree that there should be no prices on voting, so why the hell are they having a set class, a set period class for a set day for the kids who support Kamala Harris to have a pizza party, and the ones who support for Trump weren't going to get it? You're basically putting a price on these kids for the election. You're telling these kids if they make the choice to vote for Kamala, they're going to get a pizza party. That's what this bitch is saying. Or it could be a cocksucker. I don't fucking know. Whatever way, it's a feminine voice on the other end of that fucking phone. That just sickens me. And then when she gets called out on it, it's like, well, they can in a conservative way. They just got to pay out for it. So you're saying that those who want pizza during this special 5th period event, their parents or somebody who's got to pay for the pizza, while the ones that are supporting Kamala don't? It's going to be free from those who are having the event. I tell y'all, if my kids' schools, if I ever find out that my kids' schools do this sickening shit, I'm going to end up on the fucking news all around. I'm going to be on the fucking news, guys. There ain't going to be a tune in live. Oh no, I'm going to end up on the fucking news. I dare any school system to put my children through that fucking shit. It's sickening. But you know what's even more sickening? I'm going to find this one clip for y'all. And the only place that I can find it, sadly, is Drama Alert on Twitter because it was recently shared within the last day or so. And I hope I can find the motherfucker. Where the hell is it at? Because this motherfucker's always sharing shit. Always sharing shit. Alright, let's see here. It's here somewhere. Or did it get fucking removed? Or did it get removed? Is that the fact? It might have gotten removed. Nope. Oh, here we go. Listen to this. Listen to this, people. I'm going to turn this up. Listen to this shit, okay? I'm going to repost that on Twitter. You guys know what that sick shit is? That was a rally, apparently. But this white snowflake cunt, this cunt, not only was she screaming at this man, but he bent down to pick his 2-year-old daughter up out of her stroller. And this Kamala supporting cunt, I can't emphasize it enough, this fucking cunt bent down and yelled in this kid's face. This Kamala supporting cunt. Listen to it again. Why don't people vote? Fuck this bitch. I hope. You know what? I'm not going to say it because... oh, you guys know I fucking hope. I hope something incredibly horrible happens to that stupid bitch. That stupid fucking cunt. You heard what I said about the fucking teacher having a pizza party for Kamala supporters in class? You got a Kamala supporter right here, 2 inches from a 2-year-old girl's face, yelling at her. This is what these Democratic, liberal, leftist, fucktard fucks do. You don't see anybody who supports Trump doing this sick shit. This bitch was for Kamala Harris. Yelling at a 2-year-old. And this video is viral. You can find this video. Yelling at a kid. What the fuck is wrong with these fucking people? When Trump gets in, oh, it's going to be a massacre among masses. All these Kamala supporting motherfuckers, they're going to implode. And if I were Trump, I would lock every last one of these fuckers up before they commit something criminal. It is fucking disgusting that people are like this. And it's all over an election. It's all over an election. I cannot believe my fucking ears and I cannot believe my eyes that a stupid fucking cunt got in the face of a 2-year-old child and did that. Unfucking believable. I'm going to play one last clip for you all. And it's on a good note, too. This was, I guess his name Tyrese, or Tyrus, interviewing Trump. You guys need to hear this before TikTok decides to take it down.
So I've got an issue with you, and
and when you gave me this opportunity, first of all, thank you for coming on the Gutfeld Show. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a good show.
And I actually owe you an apology before we start. I've been very critical about you, how you fight all through the campaigns. I voted for you because I like policy. I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, etc., who created these pictures from you. So Gutfeld Show's over. Cameras are off. We go backstage, and I expected you to be like every politician or anybody I've ever celebrity I've bodyguarded for, and you met my family, and you talked to my daughter. My daughter is 10 years old. Her name's Georgie. You guys talked for 20 minutes. If nobody knew, you could have been her grandfather, and you were talking about her horses and her dreams. And I was sitting there, and I was like, I have been so wrong about this man because I never understood why you fight the way you fight. You're a family man.
I am.
You're a father.
And your daughter's a gorgeous, really, and your wife, the whole thing. I mean, you have got some setup, I'll tell you. But your family's great, and you're great, and you've really done something, and you've captured a certain spirit. You know, a friend of mine who's very smart, he's also a very big guy. He said, because I'm big and strong, people think I'm not the smartest guy.
Oh, I know.
Okay? You are a really smart guy. And I see it, and I've watched it, and I like the show, and we have the privilege of having had the highest rating in the history of the show when I did it a couple of weeks ago. That was his
Of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
We beat network television.
You beat everybody.
And they were up 35 million
That's
homes,
right. Yes.
and it was a landslide.
Yep.
Now, you're putting it on me. I'm throwing it back to you, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Why do we not hear more about Donald Trump, the father, the grandfather, and I did a deep dive. There are some things you have done that when they say those horrible things like he's Hitler, he's a racist, did they not forget in 1991 what you did with Nelson Mandela? Yeah. Would you care to share that? Because I would love to hear that.
I never talk about it.
No, you do not. And I know why, because you're a man.
Yeah. I mean, I just have great relationships with a lot of people. People say that, you know, a little bit like you do. I don't think...
Yeah, this is a story apparently that has never come out, and Trump doesn't take too much pride in it, you know, and I respect that. I respect that. Trump is a true man's man when it comes to stuff like this.
I think it's a narrative the press likes. Maybe it's not even a narrative that I should have. We have to protect our country, and maybe we should let the other side. I don't even call them the enemy. I think we have more of an enemy from within than we do from outside. You know, if you have a smart president, they talk about China and Russia and everything else. If you have a smart president, they're not going to be the problem. We have a bigger problem from within, and they hate it. I noticed today they were saying, he said the enemy from within. Of course, it's Adam Schiff. These are bad people. These are sick people and bad people, and it's true. But I think it's a narrative that they don't like, frankly. I think the fake news, a term I think I came up with. I'm very proud.
Oh, you did. You coined it.
It's not
you
tough.
should probably trademark it, but you know, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I should
I'm not going to give you business tips.
But you know, it's funny because it's a great term, but it's actually not strong enough because it's beyond fake. It's really bad.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How was somebody, and it's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it. I don't, we all like a certain level of praise, but I've never, I just like helping people.
That is the voice of a true American president. A true American citizen. He doesn't like to take praise and that kind of stuff. He just loves helping people. Remember a week or so ago where he was at a McDonald's helping a crew out, handing out orders and shit? People thought that was staged. People thought it was a political stunt. This is somebody who's going around visiting the American folk, showing his support, showing his love. He's not going out there saying, hey, vote for me, don't vote for the other person. He's a fucking kind-ass person. That is what Trump is. And all these fucking insane lies that come out from the left that the media feeds you. I don't hear any of that coming from this man right here. And mind you, the guy who's interviewing him, Tyrese, he's a man of color. Probably the same shade as Kamala Harris. Put that in perspective.
I help a lot of people, and I enjoy doing it, and I never talk about it. It's nice that you bring it up. I also think it's not a narrative that the press likes talking about, for me.
But I think it would help a lot of the American people who have been misled, I myself included. Now, listen, I'm voting for you now because of the man you are, not just because of the policies. Because not every American will get the opportunity that I had to saw who you were backstage. And that's why I have this list. I mean, I have testimonials. We can't go through all of them because
I want to see them.
Now, this was I had to dig deep.
I like that.
You donated $100,000 to raise dogs. You're not even a dog guy. Yeah. Explain that.
Well, that's Lara. So I have the wife of Eric, and she's a terrific person. You know, she's actually now a very big and important person in getting elected in the Republican Party. She comes from North Carolina. She loves the dogs. And I did that in her honor, actually. And, you know, if you listen to her, boy, dogs are treated very badly. They're, you know, some evil people having to do even with dogs. So I did that for my daughter-in-law, yeah, more so than me. I don't know that much about dogs, but I want to take care of them. And I had an opportunity. You know, as president, you can do a lot of things. I did a lot. The size of the kennels, the size of the cage, you know, there's like cages that they're in. And it's terrible. It's like you have no room, no nothing. And she came in with a whole group of people. These are people that really fight hard for dogs. I mean, you have people that fight. And she's a good person, so I did it for her.
What a true humanitarian he is, too. Not only does this man care about the people, he cares about the animals as well. So, where's that at CNN? Where's that at NBC, ABC? Where's that Kamala? Where's that John Kelly? Because this man is the best answer, the best calling card for this country right now to fix a broken economy, a broken trust, a broken country, a broken nation. This man stands against all odds, and he's taken them all on. This is a man who's been shot at 3 or 4 fucking times within the last 4 months. And then still come fucking at him. This is what a true American is all about. This is what a true American president is all about.
I have hundreds of employees who have said things like, you've paid medical bills, you paid mortgages, rents, you've helped get family members. There's one story in here where a brother came in with a business plan. Nobody would hear him. You gave him 10 minutes, you shook his hand, and you cut him a check. Yeah. Why is it so hard for you and even your team? I'm a little upset. These are things that I think the American people need to know. And I get it, you're humble because you're a father first.
Yeah.
And a grandfather. And that's something, again, one thing we need in this country is we need a father figure again. We need husbands and boyfriends and young men we need to see that fathers are capable of great things, because we've dealt with it, especially in the last 3.5 years, a complete dismemberment of what it is to be a man. We're under attack for everything.
We are. Well, actually, manhood is under attack. Yeah. I see things that are so beautiful, and the next day I see them knocking the hell out of somebody for doing something that a day before I said, what a wonderful thing. No, we have to get back a little bit more. You know, the other thing under attack is religion. Religion was like the glue that kept this country together, and so many people are mocking it now. They mock it, and it just kept our country together. But it's absolutely under attack, and under attack by this administration.
You know, he's not wrong. He's 100% right. I'm surprised that video's still on TikTok. TikTok is against that kind of shit. TikTok doesn't want to hear about Trump doing good things and shit. He doesn't want to hear anything. They don't want to hear anything about that. Because TikTok is one-sided to the Democrats. But he is right. Especially about a religion. How many Christians and Catholics are coming under attack? How many people are afraid to come out and say what their religion is without being shamed by the left? The left rather have a demographic of this country being mentally ill motherfuckers who think they're the opposite sex and want to mutilate their bodies and feel that children should mutilate their bodies and feel like what they want to feel like. The sad, sick demographic. And yet Kamala says Trump is a threat to their democracy. Does anybody even know what the meaning of democracy is? Does anybody even know why we need a democracy? No. Democracy is bad. Democracy is bad. Let me see if I can look it up here. What is democracy? Even though it'll probably be like a liberal definition. Let's see. Democracy, literally, rule by the people. The term is derived from the Greek demokratia. I don't fucking know. It's a Greek word, which is coined from demos, people, and kratos, rule, in the middle of the 5th century BCE to denote the political systems that existing in some Greek cities. But that is just a Greek form. But basically, it's a system of government in which power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly and through freely elected representatives, which is a big fucking lie right there. So yeah, that's not what democracy is. It's not elected. Elected official is like a republican or something like that. Yep, I'm not going to Google anymore. Google is already fucking, they've already, what do you call it, been consumed by the liberal leftists. But basically, it's like that rule, but it's not by elected officials. See, what we're working at is we are supposed to be the elected officials. We're supposed to be the ones that elect these officials into office. Kamala wasn't elected this time around. She was just placed in there. She was just picked up and placed in there. She didn't have no real campaign. She went out, said a bunch of garbage shit about Trump. Talked about, oh, we promised to do this, we promised to do that. Okay, come election time, let's say Harris wins. Is she going to keep up with her promises? Nope. Biden sure as hell never did. In fact, in this 4 years, Biden ain't done shit. Literally, Biden hasn't done shit. If you look back on all of it, all this motherfucker succeeded in was falling, going up the stairs, falling off his bike, tripping over something at a podium and falling. He succeeded in being a clumsy, stupid motherfucker. That's what he succeeded in. He didn't do anything for the goddamn country except for, what, overturning Roe versus Wade? Yeah, that went over very well with a lot of people, I tell ya. That went over very well. He succeeded in pissing off the American people greatly. That's where Biden succeeded in. And that's what Kamala is doing right now. And you know what? It's the things that she says and does sickens me. But the fact that the people are waking up now, even Democrats who are changing sides and seeing the bullshit, they're finally waking up. And they're going to make the right choice at the polls come, oh, let's see, it's 27th. Oh, next week. Next Tuesday is election day, guys. Holy shit, it's almost here. One more week. So come next week, people are going to be voicing their opinions. You will hear a lot more Trump, Trump, Trump. But be forewarned, there's going to be a lot of violence ensued in the next week or so. And it's not going to be from Trump supporters. It's going to be from Harris supporters. because that's what the liberals want. Look at January 6th. Who incited January 6th? The Democrats did. And they blamed it on Trump. Trump told people to go peacefully protest. They have a right to protest peacefully. But the Democrats set it up. And even Trump called ahead. And that video is out there. Pelosi came out and admitted it. You all can look it up. Trump called Pelosi and them and said, hey, look, we got a peaceful protest coming down your way. They may clash with your people. If you need any backup or help, I can send you some aid. I can send you the National Guard down there or whatever it was he was offering. Send them a bunch of bodyguards and shit. He was trying to help them out. He knows he lost the election. He was going to help them out. But they turned it away. They turned it away. They turned it down. What happened? January 6th happened. And then they tried to coin it as the worst event in American history, overshadowing 9/11. And they still look at it today as like the most... It just sickens me, man. 9/11, hundreds of people lost their lives. What happened January 6th? People were injured. I don't recall how many people actually died in that stampede of people, but people were critically injured. How is that much greater and more damning than 9/11? I'll never understand that, but that is from a Democratic's mind. Oh, guys. What are we at? 3 hours and... 3.5 hours. I'm sorry this show went on a little too long today, guys, but talked about quite a bit today for today's Sunday show. I do like to thank you guys for coming out and checking it out over on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And on TikTok, if you watched on TikTok before TikTok falsely flagged my stream, which I did win the appeal, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live on there again, but we shall see. Oh, TikTok, a Chinese democracy. It is what it is. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to try to have a show for you guys this coming Friday. Thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, catch you later.
What we do here is go back.